Good morning, children. We'll start in a while. So kindly connect. We'll just start in 2 to 3 minutes from now because other children are connecting. So once they all join in, then we'll start. Good morning, children. Good morning, everyone, to yet another session of today's induction program. I welcome all of you and I welcome our esteemed HOD, Dr. Vineet Sharma, sir. He's the HOD of Computer Science Department. Sir, I welcome you. Sir, you'll have to unmute yourself. Vineet, sir, you'll have to unmute yourself and put on your video, sir. I believe sir can't hear us. You'll have to call, sir. Sir, you're the co-host, sir, so you can unmute yourself. हाँ जी सर, हम आपको देख सकते हैं। प्रेजेंट तो हूँ लेकिन अनम्यूट नहीं हो रहा हूँ मैडम मैं। मैम सर co-host नहीं है।
सर सर प्रेजेंटर भी हैं सर, अपने आप को कर रहे हैं।
मैम सर 2 नाम से कनेक्टेड हैं, जिसमें वीडियो ऑन है सर का, वो आपको वो वाले नेम पे आपको co-host बनाना होगा।
Okay.
See, the video just went off. नीचे
Ekta ma'am, kindly give me acknowledgement.
We can hear you, sir.
Am I audible proper?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, but we can't see you, sir.
But my video is on.
सर आप 2 नाम से कनेक्टेड हैं, एक पे ऑडियो चल रहा है, एक पे वीडियो चल रहा है।
Okay, give me 1 more minute.
Audio issues. Yes, sir. We can see you, sir. Audio issues, sir. Okay. Anyway.
Now, my voice,
Huh, sir. We can hear you. We can hear you,
and
sir.
presentation is also there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you, Vandana ma'am, and thank you, Batra sir, for giving me an opportunity to interact with the newly admitted students. I think some echo is there. You're getting the echo?
1 मिनट सर, 1 मिनट। आपके पास दो सिस्टम है ना सर, थोड़ा इसलिए आ रहा है। एक पे वॉल्यूम कम बंद कर दीजिए, एक का वॉल्यूम बंद कर दीजिए सर। विनीत सर,
Yes, sir.
एक का वॉल्यूम बंद कर दीजिए तो बंद हो जाएगा।
Now it is clear, sir?
यस सर, बिल्कुल करेक्ट है सर। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Okay. Thank you, Batra sir,
एक्सेप्ट आवर इन्विटेशन।
for inviting me and giving a chance to interact with the students. Now my voice is clear?
यस सर, वेरी फाइन।
Okay, good, sir. So good morning, all dear students. I think this is a very good morning, and we are interacting you on Purnima of Kartik Mas, a very holy day. But when I'm seeing a technical person, a very holy day, it mean it. कि हम कहते हैं भाई कार्तिक मास एक बहुत ए होली मंथ एंड पूर्णिमा एंड गंगा स्नान is there, and today is the birthday of Guru Nanak Dev. So it's a really very special day, and I feel myself very privileged. I got this opportunity on this holy day to interact with newly admitted students. So on this outset, I first of all give my best wishes and compliments to the newly admitted students. They got this opportunity in Kite Group of Institution, a very reputed and prestigious institution, जिसमें आपको एक चांस मिला है अपने बीटेक कंप्यूटर साइंस और दूसरी डिफरेंट ब्रांचेस के अंदर एडमिशन मिलके अपने बीटेक प्रोग्राम को कंप्लीट करने का। मैं साथ ही साथ आपको ये भी बताना चाहता हूँ कि डॉक्टर CM बत्रा ने पिछले 22 इयर्स के अंदर जितना एफर्ट, जितनी मेहनत, जितना डेडिकेशन 24/7 राउंड द ईयर जो उन्होंने एफर्ट किए हैं, दैट इज रियली अप्रिशिएबल। और वो जिस मेहनत के साथ, जितनी कंटिन्यूस एफर्ट्स के साथ बच्चों के साथ कनेक्ट करते हैं, and he is concerned for all the things of the students related to technical, related to academic, related to any other thing which is for the benefit of the student, वो उस सब पे बहुत ज़्यादा concern है। And now I'm very much sure and very much satisfied कि you are in a very safe hands, your future is very safe hand। तो सबसे पहले मैं आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ, और मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा बत्रा जी को कि उन्होंने एक चांस दिया मेरे को बच्चों से इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए। मैं यहाँ पे आपको कंप्यूटर साइंस डिपार्टमेंट की कुछ छवियों के बारे में बताना चाहूँगा, कुछ डिटेल बताना चाहूँगा, जिससे आपको पता लग सके कि कंप्यूटर साइंस डिपार्टमेंट के अंदर ऐसी क्या क्या खास बात हैं, और आप उसके बारे में कुछ नॉलेज ले पाएँ। बत्रा सर, क्या आप मेरे को थोड़ी सी हेल्प करेंगे? मैं इसकी नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे कैसे मूव करूंगा? आई एम हेल्ड अप
आप चला रहे हैं ना प्रेजेंटेशन सर? एरो किसी
प्रेजेंटेशन
आपने चलाई है ना सर, ये दूसरे सिस्टम से?
नहीं सर, ये मैंने ही शेयर किए।
हाँ जी, तो आप कोई एरो की से ही जाएंगे सर, जैसे स्लाइड शेयर में जाकर एरो की से ही जाएंगे सर, जैसे जाते हैं।
नहीं, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ तो एक काम कर देते हैं,
ये इधर से चलाएं सर?
हाँ मैं इसे अनशेयर कर देता हूँ।
जी, आप इधर से चला आप सर,
थैंक यू
अनिल
सर,
सर,
थैंक यू सर। ओके, तो मैं यहाँ पे अगले कुछ मिनट चर्चा करूँगा। I will give you the review of the department, relevance of CSE branch, why some of the student opted CSE branch, about the department, mission and vision of the department. मैं वो भी आपको सिंक करने की कोशिश करूंगा, so that जब मैं आपको मिशन या विजन शेयर कर रहा हूँ तो आपको ये भी आइडिया लगे कि आपको अपने मिशन और विजन किस तरह से तैयार करने हैं। यहाँ पे मेरा मिशन और विजन शेयर करने का एक ही पर्पज है कि आप भी अपनी लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग पे वर्क करना स्टार्ट करें। देन आई विल शेयर डिपार्टमेंट रिसोर्सेज विद यू। I will speak out some of the department achievement, and then finally I will share some of the key things which is related to the placements. Okay, next slide please. देखिए मैं यहाँ स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूँ कि we can say that this is the newest branch. Civil was the oldest branch, then marine engineering came in our life, then mining, आप mining और marine का मतलब समझते रहेंगे, material engineering then came in the picture, and then we started working with the mechanical engineering in 1800. Finally in 1850 we started with some of the developments in electrical engineering, then chemical engineering, then environmental engineering. In 1930 we started working with aerospace. In 1950 we started with biomedical field, and in 1990 we started with softwares. And now you can see this is the very young branch. You can say as compared to the civil engineering ki kitna naya branch. It is very new. Can I request to next slide please? Next slide please. यहाँ पे मैं आपसे शेयर करता हूँ कि कंप्यूटर साइंस में करते क्या हैं। तो कंप्यूटर साइंस की जो रूट्स हैं दे आर कमिंग directly from mathematics, physics, and electrical engineering. So they are the foundation of this computer science branch, computer science and engineering. So mathematics is very important, then physics, and then finally we can say that electrical engineering is also very important. It lays the foundation of the computer science branch. So here we study the theoretical concept, algorithm, as well as the practicals with focus on engineering and software. तो इस में एक धुरी होगी और इस धुरी के साथ साथ हम वर्क करेंगे इस पूरी कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियरिंग ब्रांच में। तो मैं आपके साथ अब यहाँ पे कुछ चीजें शेयर करना चाहता हूं जो बहुत फेमस पर्सनालिटीज ने पहले प्रेडिक्ट की, एंड दे हैव जस्ट बिकम ए फूलिश वर्ड। देखिए कैसे कैसे मैं आपके जस्ट एंजॉयमेंट के साथ आपके साथ शेयर करता हूं। देखिए मैडम एक क्लिक कीजिए। तो हम यहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं एक्सपोनेंशियल ग्रोथ की, which proved many predictions like foolish prediction. In 1943, next slide please. In 1943, Thomas J. Watson was the founder and chairman of IBM. What he told, he said that I think there is a world market for maybe 5 computers. In 1943, a very famous person, he think that in entire world only 5 computers will be there only. So this prediction became a foolish prediction only due to the exponential growth of this field. So next slide, ma'am. In 1949, a popular science magazine published an article, and they published that computers in the future may weigh no more than 1.5 ton. उस टाइम पे उन्होंने प्रेडिक्शन की कि 1.5 टन का कंप्यूटर उससे कम नहीं हो पाएगा। आप देखिए आपके हाथ में कितनी पावरफुल डिवाइस है। तो दिस वाज द प्रेडिक्शंस जो कितने गलत प्रूफ हुए आपके सामने देखिए। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। कैन ऑल्सन, founder and president of digital equipment in 1977, what he predicted that there is no reason anyone would want a computer in their home. या तो कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है। Oh, the famous personality Bill Gates. Bill Gates क्या कहते हैं साहब? In 1981, he quoted that 640 kilobyte ought to be enough for anybody. अब देखिए अब आप किलोबाइट पे काम करते हैं। तो बिल गेट्स जैसा एक ऐसी पर्सनालिटी, ही वाज नॉट हैविंग दैट काइंड ऑफ आइडिया इन 1981 कि आगे क्या होने वाला है। तो अभी आप जितना भी कुछ सोचते हैं कि हमारे ब्रेन्स में प्रोटीन के वायर्स होंगे, हम प्रोटीन के वायर से कुछ कम्युनिकेट कर सकेंगे डायरेक्ट, इवन देयर आर लॉट ऑफ आर्टिकल्स जब हम कहते हैं कि टेस्ट को ट्रांसफर करते हैं, जैसे कहते हैं ना हम अपनी फीलिंग को ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं, टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं, इमेज ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं, टेस्ट को ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं कि देयर विल बी देयर वेरी बिग स्वीट हाउस, हम उस पर ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं और टेस्ट हमें ऑनलाइन पता लग रहा है कि क्या टेस्ट है। तो यू कांट इमेजिन कि क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज आ गए हैं। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। नाउ सी, हम बाइट पे वर्क किया, देन किलोबाइट, मेगाबाइट, गीगाबाइट, टेराबाइट तक आप यू आर वर्किंग। आपकी जो लैपटॉप है उस पर टीबी पे आपको हार्ड डिस्क मिल रही है और गीगाबाइट में आपके मिल रहे हैं, आपको मेमोरी मिल रही है। देन पेटाबाइट इज देयर, एक्साबाइट, जेटाबाइट, योटा, बॉन्टोबाइट, जियोप्टोबाइट, कहां तक रेंज जा रही है। एंड वी ऑल रिक्वायर दिस। आप देखोगे आगे कुछ टाइम के अंदर, तो दिस टाइम वी डू नॉट वांट टू प्रिडिक्ट एनी काइंड ऑफ फुलिश स्टेटमेंट कि आज हम कुछ स्टेटमेंट दें और 15 साल के बाद हम फुलिश स्टेटमेंट, फुलिश प्रूफ हो जाए। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। तो ये जो आपके सामने मैंने एक पिक्चर प्रेजेंट की है, यू कैन सी कि in our daily life where computer science IT industries are working in our offices, traffic and transportation networks, data centers, outer space, departmental, financial institutions, hospitals, everywhere, factories, homes, schools, everywhere where at you can think their computers are working, their applications are working. Without computer, without their application, we can't survive now. You can see this picture. The pizza delivery has been done with the help of drone. Yes, it is happening. Next slide, please. ये एक पिक्चर का एक पर्पस है, मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूं। आप सबके घर के अंदर ऑटोमेटिक, सेमी ऑटोमेटिक वॉशिंग मशीन होंगी, एयर कंडीशनर्स होंगे, हाउस होल्ड इक्विपमेंट्स होंगे। They may be equipped with lot of intelligent fuzzy controllers or other controllers, those who are controlling the devices. लेकिन किसी के घर पर रोबोट नहीं होगा। अब आप मेरी बात समझिए कि आगे आने वाले कुछ टाइम में हमारे हर घर में एक रोबोट होगा, एंड ही विल obey all the instructions which we will give them. आप कहेंगे पानी लेकर के आ, तो पानी लेकर के आएगा. आप कहेंगे देखो बाहर डोर पे कोई है, somebody is knocking at the door, please open the door, डोर ओपन करेगा. आपका घर को व्यवस्थित करेगा. तो ये एक डिवाइस आने वाली है जो ऑटोमेटेड होगी, which will be controlled by us and which will just like a person who is living with us. तो सबके घर में एक रोबोट आ जाएगा. इट विल बी सिंपल वन मशीन. जैसे हम कहते हैं कि एक हमारे वॉशिंग मशीन है या एसी हमारे पास, तो ये हमारे लिए दीज आर द बेसिक नीड्स. In the similar way, you will find that near future you will have a personal robot in your home जो टेक केयर करेगा, जो आपके पेट्स को ध्यान रखेगा, जो आपके सारे काम ओके करके रखेगा. तो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी हैपन वेरी सून. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. हाँ, अब हम बात करते हैं कि भाई इस ब्रांच की ना रेलिवेंस क्या है. कंप्यूटर साइंस की हम बात करते हैं तो हाउ मच इट इज रेलिवेंट. तो कंप्यूटर टेक्नोलॉजी are an integral part of the nearly every major global industry, which I recently told you. Helps in achieving a rapid pace of economic growth, can apply in any sector including computing, engineering, life science, physical science, mathematics, and other kind of services. Right. Next slide, please. क्यों, why we should take admission in ID? Only due to आप सबका एक ही तो लक्ष्य है. Only there is only one objective to you: completing the B.Tech program and getting a best thing by which you can earn lot of money with reputation, with prestige. There is only one, एक ही ऑब्जेक्टिव है. हम क्यों पढ़ें? हम तो पढ़ना ही नहीं चाहते. सिर्फ इसलिए पढ़ रहे हैं कि हम सोसाइटी के अंदर एक अच्छी पोजीशन बना सके, एक रेपुटेशन अर्न कर सके, एंड विद दैट रेपुटेशन विद सोसाइटी वी कैन अर्न लॉट ऑफ मनी, जिससे अपने पेरेंट्स को खुश रख सके, अपनी जिंदगी को एस्टीम तरीके से जी सके. तो यहाँ पे भी एक पर्पज है. फास्ट ग्रोइंग आईटी जॉब्स, लॉट ऑफ आईटी जॉब्स आर देयर, वैरायटी ऑफ जॉब टाइटल्स आर आल्सो देयर. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. You can see that except medical jobs, if we make an analysis of top 10 paying jobs, तो उस टॉप 10 पेइंग जॉब्स में से आप देखिए कितनी जॉब्स कंप्यूटर साइंस के पास हैं. कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड कंप्यूटर सिस्टम सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर, देन कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशंस, देन कंप्यूटर सिस्टम एनालिस्ट, देन डेटाबेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, नेटवर्क सिस्टम. तो आप देख रहे हैं कि टॉप 10 पेइंग जॉब में से 5 तो कंप्यूटर साइंस वालों के पास है. तो दैट इज वाई इट इज अ चार्म ऑफ द स्ट्रीम कि स्टूडेंट्स इस पे इसको अट्रैक्ट करते हैं, इसकी तरफ अट्रैक्ट होते हैं और इसको चूज करते हैं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. नाउ इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव थिंग. देखिए आउट ऑफ STM जॉब्स, STM स्टैंड्स फॉर साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग एंड मैथमेटिक्स. तो देखिए कितनी जॉब्स आपके पास. mathematicians, they are having 3% of job. Life science persons, those who are having this kind of ability, so they are grabbing 5% of job. Physical science 5%, other engineering 26%, and rest 60% jobs are in computing area. And out of these 60% job, you can see 10% are system analyst. In security, approximately 2% jobs are there. System development, 25% jobs are there. Then database admin, then 2% jobs. Network administration, 7%. Support specialist, 11%. Others, 2.5% approximately jobs are available. Next slide, please. So there are a lot of software development trends, I think, which are very much essential to be known by every student. One is the blockchain technology, which is becoming very famous day by day, and a lot of applications are using this technique. Then artificial intelligence and deep learning, machine learning, data science, that is another field. mixed reality. I'm seeing it the mixed reality as virtual reality is there, and a lot of other areas also. IoT is very vast field, and then you can say आप देखते हैं रोबोटिक्स में काफी काम है, ऑटोमेशन पे बहुत काम है. तो these are some area in which you can feel that you are suitable, you can work a lot in near future also. So I'm just coming to the department. There are some vision and mission of the department. I'm skipping this slide. Next slide, please. यहाँ पे मैं रुकना चाहूंगा. मैं सभी स्टूडेंट से एक रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि थोड़ा सा अटेंशन पे करें. यहाँ काफी कुछ लिखा और इसमें से काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए. देखिए इसका M2 जहां आप लिखा है, M2 पे देखिए, ध्यान से देखिए. हम क्या चाहते हैं? टू डेवलप स्ट्रॉन्ग फंडामेंटल्स and habit of lifelong learning. Sometimes student came to me कि सर ये इतनी सारी टेक्नोलॉजी है कंप्यूटर साइंस के अंदर, जावा स्ट्रीम है, एंड्रॉयड है, आईओटी पे है, मशीन लर्निंग है, डाटा साइंस है, एआई है, तो किस पे काम करें सर, किस में एक्सपर्टीज करें? और ये तो सर ये इतना पूरा ओशियन है, कितना पढ़ते हैं हम, कितना पढ़ सकते हैं? तो मेरा उन सबको कहना भी यह है कि जितनी ज्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी आ रही है, उतना ही ज्यादा स्कोप आपके पास है आगे बढ़ने का. सपोज हम ये बात करते हैं कि एक भी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आ रही, पिछले 10 साल में एक नई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आई और अगले 10 साल भी नहीं आनी, हम उसी टेक्नोलॉजी पे काम करेंगे, तो यू विल बी ऑब्सोलेटेड एंड यू विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय सिंपल +2 स्टूडेंट्स. इंजीनियर्स को +2 स्टूडेंट्स रिप्लेस कर देंगे. So it is only we are surviving in the technology, we are surviving in this industry because of the rapid change in the technology. मैं तो चाहता हूँ ज्यादा से ज्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी है, और once you are shift handed in some of the technology, 2-3 टेक्नोलॉजी में आपकी एक्सपर्टीज आ जाती है, तो वो आपको कॉन्फिडेंस देती है कि आप अदर टेक्निक्स में भी एक्सेल कर सके. तो यहाँ पे मैं सभी स्टूडेंट्स को ये कहना चाहूंगा कि जितनी ज्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी आ रही है, डोंट बी अफ्रेड ऑफ दैट, बट प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ इन सच ए वे कि आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा उसमें से बेनिफिट ले सके. लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग का मतलब ये है, हम यहाँ पे आपको काफी कुछ चीजें सिखाएंगे, लेकिन एक एटीट्यूड ये भी सिखा देंगे कि आप फ्यूचर में अपने आप को कैसे प्रिपेयर करते रहेंगे. देन देखिए एक यहाँ पे M4 पे मैं बहुत फोकस देना चाहूंगा, दैट इज द सॉफ्ट स्किल्स. सॉफ्ट स्किल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. योर पर्सनैलिटी, योर पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड, how you are taking a problem, how you are hitting that problem, how you are making a team, how is team cohesiveness, that is also very important. तो यहाँ पे मैं आपको कुछ खास खास इंपॉर्टेंट बातों पे एम्फेसाइज करना चाहता हूँ कि आप अकेले कुछ नहीं कर सकते. मेक ए ग्रुप ऑफ गुड पीपल जो आपकी फ्रीक्वेंसी से मैच करते हो, जो प्रोजेक्ट्स में कुछ आगे करना चाहते हो, आप उनसे कुछ सीख सकें, अपने कॉमन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स पे वर्क कर सकें, अपने टीचर्स के साथ वर्क करें. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मैं थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे आपको डिपार्टमेंट के बारे में बताना चाहूंगा. डिपार्टमेंट 1998 में एस्टेब्लिश हुआ विद 60 सीट्स. देन इन 2000 सीट्स वर इंक्रीज टू 90. In 2002 it was 120. We got the NB accreditation in 2007 first time. Then in 2011 seats were again increased to 180. Then in 2013 we were again accredited by National Board of Accreditation. It is the highest certification for any department, government certification. Then in 2016 again we were NBA accredited. Then we got another branch, that is computer science branch. In 2019 we again accredited by NBA. So I'm very happy to share you that almost all the departments of KITE, they all are NBA accredited. It gives a signal that you should feel a sense of pride. You belong to a department, you belong to an institution where all the departments are NBA accredited. Next slide, please. So we are also offering one PG program that is M.Tech in Computer Science and Engineering from 2010. Almost 9 batch has been passed out. So we are also a authorized research center to conduct the PhD program. A lot of PhD scholars are also enrolled in the department, those who are completing their PhD under the guidance of supervisors. Next slide, please. ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज की बात करते हैं तो स्टूडेंट इनटेक मैंने आपको बता ही दिया है. We have 41 faculty members currently in the department, and all are very dedicated. And we do not want to make any kind of gap between the students and the faculty. All channels are always open. Sometimes you will be surprised to know that students are interacting with us at 12 in night. So we are helping them if we are there. So there is no gap. Always I am ready to help them. तो यहाँ पे आप देखें there are 32 assistant professors, 3 associate professors and 6 professors are there. Next slide, please. All classrooms and laboratories are very well equipped with all basic necessary infrastructure. All are air conditioned. You can see one is the classroom and another is the laboratory. So I think we can say that world class state of the art facilities we are bearing. Next slide, please. Now, अब मैं यहाँ से एक इम्पॉर्टेंट आपसे बात करता हूँ मैं आपसे कोविड की. कोविड अनफॉर्चुनेट रहा हम सब के लिए. इसको 2 तरीके से समझ सकते हैं. अगर मैं इस एजुकेशन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बात करता हूँ, some people are saying कि education is the field which is not affected by the COVID, क्योंकि online classes have been started. All schools and institutions, they have adopted online teaching learning platforms and they started their academics on this platform. लेकिन साथ ही साथ अगर हम बात करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स के रेफरेंस में, तो स्टूडेंट को लॉस भी हुआ है. तो उस लॉस को समझना जरूरी है सो दैट हम उससे मिनिमम अफेक्टेड हों. लॉस क्या हुआ है? जब हम एक फिजिकल क्लास लेते हैं, व्हेन टीचर इज देयर इन द क्लासरूम, तो सम थिंग्स व्हिच यू आर डायरेक्टली लर्निंग, सम थिंग्स व्हिच यू आर लर्निंग इनडायरेक्टली फ्रॉम योर फैकल्टी. वो फैकल्टी किस तरह से मूव करते हैं. से फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर इन द कनेक्शन ऑफ 20 इंस्ट्रक्टर्स एंड फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, तो ऑल आर इंडिविजुअल पर्सनालिटीज, सबके पास अलग अलग करैक्टरिस्टिक हैं. आप उन सबसे कुछ इनडायरेक्टली लर्न करते हैं. इफ बत्रा सर इज देयर इन द क्लासरूम, तो आप उनसे लर्न करते हैं कि हाउ मच डेडिकेशन इज देयर, हाउ मच सिंसियरिटी इज देयर, व्हाट ए टीचिंग वंडरफुल टीचिंग स्टाइल इज देयर. व्हेन डॉक्टर राजेश मिश्रा इज टीचिंग टू यू, तो आप देखते हैं कि लाइट मूड में किस तरह से बातों को एक्सप्रेस किया जाता है, अपनी चीज को हिंदी में इंग्लिश में आप किस तरह से प्रेजेंट करते हैं. वंदना मैडम क्लास लेंगी तो आप कुछ और लर्न करेंगे. तो कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती हैं जो आप जब सामने किसी को देखते हैं तो उससे लर्न करते हैं. और एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, आप लर्न करते हैं पीयर ग्रुप में. एक स्टूडेंट के साथ भी लर्न करता है. तो ये चीजें कहीं ना कहीं हमारे ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे मिस होती हैं, और वो तब तक मिस रहेंगी जब तक आप इंटरेक्ट नहीं करेंगे अपने टीचर से और आपस में एक दूसरे के साथ. तो मेरी आप सबको ये एडवाइस या अपील है कि ये जो लर्निंग ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे हो रही है, इसको वन वे लर्निंग ना रहने दें. आप अपने टीचर्स के साथ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंटरेक्ट करें, डिस्कस करें. उन्हें कहें कि अगर आप 45 मिनट का लेक्चर है तो ओके, आप 40 मिनट ही पढ़ाइए, आप 30 मिनट ही पढ़ाइए, बाकी हमें कुछ डाउट्स क्लियर कीजिए, हमारे कुछ और क्लैरिटी चाहिए. ऐसा क्यों हुआ, ऐसा क्यों किया, इससे क्या बेनिफिट होगा, ये नहीं करते तो क्या करते. तो ये सारी बातें इस डिस्कशंस में जब आप अपने टीचर्स के साथ कनेक्ट करेंगे, तो दे विल ऑल्सो फील कि उनके बच्चे उनके साथ ज़्यादा अच्छे से कनेक्टेड हैं और आप लोगों को भी इसका बेनिफिट मिलेगा, है ना। तो ये मैं आप सब लोगों को बोलना चाहता हूँ। अब मैं बात करता हूँ, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशनल क्लब्स एंड द डिपार्टमेंट क्लब्स, उनके बारे में आपके साथ शेयर करता हूँ। देयर इज वन डेवलपर स्टूडेंट क्लब। तो एक डेवलपर स्टूडेंट क्लब गूगल से एस्टेब्लिश्ड है हमारे डिपार्टमेंट में, जिसने बहुत अच्छे से काम किए हैं। इसके लिए डिटेल्ड डिस्कशन में मैं अभी थोड़ी देर में इनवाइट करूंगा अपने गूगल डीएससी क्लब के कोऑर्डिनेटर्स को, वो आपके साथ इंटरेक्ट करेंगे और आपको इसके बारे में बताएंगे डिटेल में। संक्षेप में मैं यहाँ पे बताना चाहता हूँ कि हम सिर्फ क्लासरूम टीचिंग पे ही डिपेंडेंट नहीं है, हम एक वो एनवायरनमेंट भी क्रिएट करते हैं जहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स इकट्ठा हों, आपस में नॉलेज को शेयर करें, नई टेक्निक्स को सीखें विच इज नॉट देयर इन द यूनिवर्सिटी करिकुलम, कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाएं, रियल लर्निंग का एनवायरनमेंट महसूस करें। इसकी डिटेल में मैं अभी नहीं जाऊंगा। लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर देयर इन द डिपार्टमेंट एंड दे हैव अचीव्ड लॉट ऑफ एक्लॉट्स। I really proud all the students, those who are involved in our different clubs. They all are marvelous, wonderful. तो अभी वो डिस्कस करेंगे, आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। There is one another club, that is KBC club, Right Blockchain Club. It is working in the department in association of one very reputed organization, that is DLT Labs. So they have lot of products which we are working them. One is DL Certify, a certificate. It is a certificate which will be provided by the application using the blockchain technique, जो एक virtual form में होगा, आपके पास हमेशा available रहेगा। एक ऐसी एक वॉलेट भी है, वॉलेट मतलब पर्स टाइप, जिसमें आपके पास कुछ पैसा रहेगा। इट विल बी ओनली लॉजिकल पर्स, लॉजिकल वॉलेट। वो भी एक प्रोडक्ट रहा है जिसको इस क्लब में यूज किया गया, बनाया गया है। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। पर्पस मैं आपको यहाँ पे बताना चाहता हूँ कि लॉट ऑफ क्लब्स आर देयर, क्लब एक्टिविटीज होती हैं, उसमें बूट कैंप्स लगते हैं, वर्कशॉप्स होती हैं, है ना। आप उसमें आप पीयर ग्रुप में, स्टूडेंट ही आएगा, आपका सीनियर हो सकता है, आपका पीयर ग्रुप हो सकता है, वो आपको एजुकेट करेगा, आपको कुछ टास्क देगा, तो आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि ओके, हम लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ भी कुछ काम कर रहे हैं। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। We are having one machine learning and artificial intelligence center of excellence, DSDL center। तो ये भी हमारे पास है, ये हमने लेट 2019 में एस्टेब्लिश किया। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। You will be very happy to know that your department is having world class facilities. I can assure you that none of the institute, UPTU institute, is having the supercomputing facility. It is your department who is having this supercomputer, and it is Param Shavak supercomputer. It is a part of the DSDL Center of Excellence of the department, and every resource is available to all the students, those who want to work there. So there are a lot of applications which requires high-end computing machines to get the job done. So we have that kind of supercomputer with us. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Vandana ma'am. Vandana ma'am. Please, next slide.
There is some technical snag. We're just getting it rectified.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. It's done, sir.
तो अभी अभी मैं जैसे आपसे बात कर रहा था कि आप कहते हैं कि सर ये इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम पता नहीं क्यों करा रहे हैं, रोज नए नए एचओडीज आ जाते हैं, बातें करते हैं, कभी आप ह्यूमन वैल्यूज पढ़ाते हैं हमें, कभी सॉफ्ट स्किल की बात करते हैं, है ना, और सारे दिन हम कंप्यूटर पे बैठ के कैसे काम करें। तो सम एक्सपेक्टेशंस आर आल्सो देयर फ्रॉम यू पीपल। एक हमें क्या होना है, वी हैव टू बी गुड लिसनर। लिसनर का मतलब जो लिसन करे, ऐसा नहीं कि बैठ गए और इंस्ट्रक्टर कुछ बोल रहे हैं, वो बोले जा रहे हैं और आपके कुछ भी नहीं सुन रहा है। लिसनर का मतलब वो होता है जो किसी डिस्कशन में एक एक पॉइंट को सुने ध्यान से और अपनी प्रॉपर अपना दिमाग लगा करके उसका एनालिसिस करे कि क्या हो रहा है, क्या करने वाले हैं हम, उसको लिसनर बोलते हैं। एक्टिव लिसनर, जिसको जैसी चांस मिलेगा वो अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन को इमीडिएटली क्या कर पाएगा, कम्युनिकेट कर पाएगा। तो वो सिर्फ लिसनर ही कर सकता है। ऐसा नहीं है कि टीचर आपने पढ़ाना चालू किया, आपने ऑनलाइन कर लिया लॉगिन और यू आर नॉट लिसनिंग। तो इट इज द एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम यू पीपल दैट यू शुड बी ए एक्टिव लिसनर, हार्ड वर्कर, interact with your teacher with the decency, honesty, good manners, smart, does work in time frame, sincere and obedience. So there are something which are expected from our students. आप ये देखेंगे, मैं बात इसलिए आपसे शेयर कर रहा हूँ, मैं आपसे अपना डिपार्टमेंट का एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करता हूँ कि फ्रॉम लास्ट 10 years or so I never seen any indisciplined case in the department. तो ये रियली ये भी बहुत अच्छी बात है कि वी आर हैविंग such a good students, those who belong to such a good family, their family background is so good कि हमें कभी भी एक इनडिसिप्लिन केस को फेस नहीं करना पड़ता है। तो यहाँ पे जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको जूनियर स्टूडेंट्स के पास सीनियर की रिस्पेक्ट होना और सीनियर स्टूडेंट्स का एक लविंग अफेक्शन रखना अपने जूनियर्स के साथ, एक बहुत अच्छी हार्मोनी डिपार्टमेंट के अंदर। टीचिंग मैथोलॉजी, इस पे आई थिंक एक डिटेल डिस्कशन होगा आपके पास। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। Lot of facilities are there in the institute: innovation center, TBI, IIPC, CRPC, IEC and ICC। आई थिंक ये सभी के हेड्स ने आपको अपना अलग अलग सेशन में कुछ बातें बताई होंगी या बताने वाले होंगे। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। There are some achievement in the department. I think lot of achievements, number of achievements are there in terms of cash prizes also. 1 lakh, 50,000, 50,000, 30,000, and so lot. List is very long, and I think it is not a good thing to read all these very lengthy list. So you can have this idea that students are participating in a lot of different events on regular basis, and we are promoting them, and they are every time they are winning some crash prizes also. Next slide please. Students achievements are there, university rank holders every year, rank holders are there with the department. Next slide please. Medals, students are achieving lot of medals. Next slide please. They are also involved in patent publication and writing. In this direction, students are also working with making a team in the directions in the support with the support of faculty members also. Next slide please. Lot of alumni are there. You will be happy to know कि देखिए हमारे पास कैसे कैसे हैं, PCS, IAS, then persons those who are working with Microsoft, Oracle, Goldman Sachs। तो अच्छी अच्छी कंपनीज के अंदर हमारे हमारे एलुमनी हैं, एंड अराउंड द ग्लोब you name a city, you will find the alumni of department. Next slide please. Now I will discuss some of the things related to the placement and higher studies। ये जो पढ़ाई करें ये क्यों करें, बेटर प्लेसमेंट के लिए या फिर हायर स्टडीज के लिए। हमारी हायर स्टडीज क्या हो सकती है, यू कैन क्लियर द GRE एंड you can complete MS from foreign universities, you can prepare for CAT examination and you can do the MBA from premier institutes, you can prepare for GATE and then you can opt any industry, or there may be a lot of chance to be absorbed in variety of PSUs। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। तो आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे प्लेसमेंट का सिनेरियो। व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल प्लेसमेंट वी हैव। इट मींस दिस पिक्चर गिव्स एन इंप्रेशन इफ समवन वांट्स a job the job is there, guaranteed. Guaranteed job is there. And salute to our CRPC department and our intelligent students. Next slide, please. प्लेसमेंट स्टैटिस्टिक्स इज वेरी गुड. प्लेसमेंट में तो मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, अभी जो मैंने एक स्टेटमेंट 5 लाइन दी है, इफ यू वांट ए जॉब, then job is waiting for you. That's it. Next slide, please. These are our major recruiters. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next. ये सब आप सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी स्लाइड्स हैं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. यहाँ पे मैं होल्ड करना चाहता हूँ. मैं यहाँ पे आपको दो चीजें बताना चाहता हूँ. वन इज द प्राइवेट सेक्टर एंड वन इज द पब्लिक सेक्टर. मैं आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर इज गुड और बैड. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट पब्लिक सेक्टर इज गुड और बैड. You must know that lot of options are there with you. स्टूडेंट्स यही सोचते हैं कि सिर्फ हम प्राइवेट इंडस्ट्रीज में जाके जॉब कर सकते हैं. lot of public sectors are also there. lot of PSUs are also there. गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स इतनी है कि आप उसके लिए प्रिपेयर करें. अगर गेट की प्रिपरेशन करें तो देयर प्रिपरेशन इज जस्ट लाइक द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ गेट. इफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर दैम, तो lot of government jobs are also there. And in last 10-12 years, lot of students from the department, they got these kind of job. GAIL, SAIL, ONGC, NTPC, DRDO, ISRO, BARC, NPC, तो BAL, SAL, बहुत सारे PSUs हैं. Every year they have great opening and lot of students are getting absorbed. So that is also a good opportunity for you people. Next slides, please. यहाँ पे अगर मैं आपके साथ बात करता हूँ तो देखो, आप जॉब में देख सकते हो कि कितने तरीके की जॉब्स आपके पास हैं. सबसे ज्यादा जॉब देखिए, यहाँ पे दो चीजों का कंपैरिजन है. ग्रेजुएट्स एंड जॉब. ग्रेजुएट्स एंड जॉब. ग्रेजुएट्स एंड जॉब. मैथमेटिक्स में ग्रेजुएट्स ज्यादा है, जॉब कम है. लाइफ साइंस में ग्रेजुएट्स ज्यादा है, जॉब कम. फिजिकल साइंस ग्रेजुएट्स ज्यादा, जॉब कम. इंजीनियरिंग में ग्रेजुएट्स ज्यादा, जॉब कम. लेकिन कंप्यूटिंग पे अगर आ गया कोई, एक ऐसी इंजीनियरिंग ब्रांच, ऐसी इंजीनियरिंग जिसके अंदर कंप्यूटिंग पे आप काम कर रहे हैं, देन ग्रेजुएट्स आर लेस एंड जॉब्स आर मोर. एंड ये मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, इट इज नॉट माय वर्ड्स. वी हैव एब्स्ट्रैक्टेड दिस इंफॉर्मेशन. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. Okay, so with these words, I think I have taken some time to discuss a lot of things of the department. Now, I just want to give a chance to our coordinators, those who are working with the Google DSC club. मैं चाहता हूँ उनको इनवाइट करूँ और मेरे साथ वो स्टूडेंट आए. वो सब स्टूडेंट ही हैं, थर्ड ईयर, सेकंड ईयर, फाइनल ईयर के ही स्टूडेंट्स हैं. वो आपके साथ इंटरेक्ट करें. देखो, हम उनको भी कितना अच्छा चांस देते हैं कि वो अपने पीयर, जो न्यूली एडमिटेड स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उनके साथ इंटरेक्ट करें, शेयर करें अपनी बात को, और उनको मोटिवेट करें कि वो अभी से वर्क करना स्टार्ट करें. देखो, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैं आपको बात बताता हूँ. जैसे रेस में एथलीट्स दौड़ते हैं. एथलीट्स तो आप देखते हैं कि वो कई कई साल तक मेहनत करते हैं एक रन के लिए, एक कंपटीशन के लिए. और उस कंपटीशन में मिली सेकंड से कोई जीतता है, कोई हारता है. और एक एथलीट अपना ही रिकॉर्ड तोड़ता है मिली सेकंड्स में. बहुत बार उनके ऊपर पेनल्टी होती है कि वो फायर करने से पहले दौड़ जाते हैं. पता लगा कोई एक एथलीट ना 4 मिली सेकंड पहले दौड़ गया फायर करने से पहले, तो वो इस तरह की प्रैक्टिस करते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि उन्हें पता है कि अगर फॉल नहीं हुआ और वो 4 मिली सेकंड पहले दौड़ गया, 3 मिली सेकंड पहले दौड़ गया, तो 3 मिली सेकंड पहले दौड़ने से वो अपना खुद का रिकॉर्ड तोड़ देगा. तो यहाँ पे तो मैं यहाँ पे कह रहा हूँ कि फॉल करने की बात नहीं है. यहाँ पे जो मैसेज है कि प्रिपेयर इन एडवांस. हमें भविष्य के लिए जल्दी से जल्दी तैयार होना है. अगर हम जितनी जल्दी तैयार नहीं होंगे, अपने आप को इक्विप नहीं करेंगे टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ, उतने रिजल्ट्स हमें देर से मिलेंगे. तो दिस इज अ वेरी राइट टाइम. और मैं बिल्कुल फिर से थैंक यू करना चाहूँगा डॉक्टर CM बत्रा सर का, कि वो किस मेहनत के साथ आप सब स्टूडेंट्स के साथ लगते हैं और फिर से लगने की तैयारी में है और उन्होंने मुझे चांस दिया है। यस, यहाँ पे देयर आर वन स्टूडेंट, देयर इज वन स्टूडेंट शिखर राज, ही वांट्स टू कम्युनिकेट समथिंग। शिखर,
Ma'am, sir, the children will raise their hands and then we'll unmute them. Children, if you want to ask any question, you can raise your hands and then we'll unmute you. अगर आपको सर से कोई भी सवाल पूछना है, कोई भी आपकी क्वेरी है, कोई भी डाउट है, आप अपना हैंड रेज कर सकते हैं। हमने हैंड रेज का ऑप्शन एनेबल किया है और फिर हम उस बच्चे को अनम्यूट करेंगे।
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
हाँ, गुड मॉर्निंग शिखर, गुड मॉर्निंग।
सर मेरे पास सर 3 क्वेश्चंस थे। सर पहला, कल एक जब पेरेंट्स का वो चल रहा था तो सर उसमें आपने दिखाया था कि कोर्सेरा के मतलब कोर्सेज भी अवेलेबल होंगे। तो सर वो उसी सब में ही होंगे, सारे उसमें ही होंगे ना सभी, उसमें मतलब जो भी तुम्हारा CSY रिलेटेड फील्ड सारी उस फील्ड के ही होंगे। और
ओके, योर
कैसे
सेकंड
उसको हम
क्वेश्चन,
एक्सेस कर सकते हैं सर?
योर सेकंड क्वेश्चन।
सर डिफरेंस बिटवीन CSE एंड CS।
ओके, योर थर्ड क्वेश्चन।
And sir, what are the benefits of doing M.Tech in CSE after giving gates and that?
ओके, ठीक है, मैं तीनों बातों का आपसे शेयर करता हूँ। देखो, ये जितने भी मुफ्त कोर्सेज हैं, जो कोर्सेरा पे या NPTEL पे या एडेक्स या यूडेमी, जितने भी कोर्सेज होते हैं वो सब के लिए फ्री होते हैं। अगर कोई इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग का स्टूडेंट्स कंप्यूटर साइंस के कोर्स करना चाहता है तो देयर इज नो रेस्ट्रिक्शन, वो कर सकते हैं। अगर हमारा कंप्यूटर साइंस का कोई स्टूडेंट इलेक्ट्रिकल या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियरिंग का कोई कोर्स करना चाहता है, नो कोर्स, तो दैट विल आल्सो बी एलिजिबल, और वो उसको कर सकता है, गो थ्रू कर सकता है, एग्जाम दे सकता है, देयर इज नो इशू। तो दैट इज द आंसर ऑफ द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। सेकंड, आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि CSE एंड CS कंप्यूटर साइंस में क्या डिफरेंस है। एज सच मैं यूनिवर्सिटी के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बोलता हूँ तो देयर इज नो डिफरेंस, because you will be studying the same syllabus which CSE students will study। तो सिलेबस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, और जब हम बात करते हैं कि हायर स्टडीज के लिए जा रहे हैं या हमारे कोई रिक्रूटमेंट पर्पज से हम कोई बात कर रहे हैं, तो उसमें कहीं से लेके कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है। डिफरेंस सिर्फ एक नॉमेनक्लेचर का है। Some of the universities and autonomous institutions are also offering the degree in computer engineering. Some are offering in computer science, some are offering in computer science and engineering। तो ये सिर्फ एक नॉमेनक्लेचर का डिफरेंस आया है। एंड आप समझ सकते हैं कि एक लिमिट होती है, जैसे किसी कॉलेज के पास ये वी हैव ओनली 180 इनटेक इन कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग, तो हम ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट को एडमिशन ऑफर नहीं कर सकते हैं। और
Okay.
इसकी डिमांड को देखते हुए यूनिवर्सिटी ने एक चैनल ओपन किया कि जिसमें नॉर्म्स भी कंप्लीट रहे और एक नॉमेनक्लेचर के साथ डिफरेंट टाइप का सिलेबस आप स्टडी कर सकें। तो देयर इज नो डिफरेंस। थर्ड, आपका जो क्वेश्चन था रिलेटेड टू द डूइंग M.Tech प्रोग्राम इन कंप्यूटर साइंस, उसका क्या बेनिफिट है और क्यों करें, क्या हमें बेनिफिट हो सकता है। हायर स्टडीज में मैंने आपको 3 ऑप्शन बोले थे, MS, MBA और M.Tech। M.Tech के लिए आपको गेट की प्रिपरेशन करनी होगी, और अगर आप गेट की प्रिपरेशन करते हैं तो आई एम वेरी मच श्योर जो आपका सपना अभी अभी आप चुके हो जिससे कि IIT में एडमिशन नहीं मिल पाया, तो अगर आपने 4-6 महीने की तैयारी गेट के लिए की, तो ये बहुत स्ट्रांग प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है कि प्रीमियर इंस्टीट्यूशन में आपको M.Tech करने का चांस मिले, या ISC बैंगलोर या किसी भी IIT कॉलेज के अंदर, है ना। उसके बाद दूसरी तरह की बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटी ओपन हो जाती है। तो मेरे को लगता है मैंने आपके तीनों क्वेश्चंस के जवाब दिए।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
ओके बेटा,
पुनीत सर, पुनीत सर,
यस सर।
सर इट्स ए रिक्वेस्ट, क्योंकि ना शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ टाइम है, क्योंकि सिविल का भी है और फिर आज बाहर से ही और दोस्त का भी है,
हाँ 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 हाँ,
तो
तो
थोड़ा सा
एक काम करते हैं।
क्वेश्चन को किसी और सेशन में ले सकते हैं,
राइट
आपसे
सर,
रिक्वेस्ट
राइट, मैं
करेंगे।
अवेलेबल होऊंगा। आप
हाँ
जब
हाँ जी,
भी
मैं
अरेंज
बिल्कुल,
करेंगे मैं अवेलेबल हो जाऊंगा।
हाँ जी, किसी और सेशन में कर लेंगे सर प्लान।
ठीक है सर, एक काम करता
हाँ
हूँ, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि DSC कोऑर्डिनेटर्स है मेरे साथ, उन्हें 10 मिनट का टाइम दीजिए।
हाँ जी,
वो अच्छे से स्टूडेंट्स को ना क्लब्स के बारे में बताएंगे जरा सा।
ठीक, 10 नहीं सर, थोड़ा सा कम करेंगे उसमें, 7 to 8 मिनट्स में खत्म करेंगे,
मैं उन्हें कहता हूँ।
क्योंकि अदरवाइज सिविल का पूरा नहीं हो पाएगा, तो कोशिश करें सर 7 to 8 मिनट्स में खत्म करें, एक दो
once again sir, thank you very much Batra sir, thank you very much, and see you all students. I love to interact with young minds.
आई थिंक मंडे, आज तो नहीं हो पाएगा, मंडे आज नहीं हो पाएगा, कल का मैं आपको बताता हूँ किस सेशन में आप ज्वाइन कर लीजिएगा, तो उनके फिर क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन हम ले लेंगे।
ठीक है सर, राइट सर।
यस सर, यस सर, यस सर, थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू।
Vineet sir, thank you so much. It is always very inspiring to hear from you. Now I'd request the coordinators of DSC Club, Mayank Shakya and Rohan Mehta, to please present. Mayank Shakya and Rohan, you'll have to unmute yourselves.
Yes, ma'am. Is there any chance I can get the presentation?
Yeah, if you can also put on your videos.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any chance we can present this presentation?
Would you like to present the presentation yourselves? All right, so
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
make you the presenter. We'll make you the presenter, but students, you'll have to be really quick. Huh? We're running short on time.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right. Okay, so
Make
now
me
you're the
the
presenter to present.
make me the presenter, ma'am. Rohan Mehta.
Rohan Mehta. Okay. Okay, you're the presenter, Rohan.
Yeah, sure.
And please be a little quick. All right. Okay. Thank you, Rohan. Over to you.
Is my screen visible now?
Yeah.
Visible, visible.
Sure. So hello everyone. Welcome to today's orientation. So you might be thinking कि यार technical clubs and coding clubs कब आएंगे, and so I am here to tell you about one of them. My name is Rohan Mehta, and I am from 4th year ECE branch. So you might be wondering ki, who are we and what do we do? So let me tell you that how would we make your college life bearable. So let me hide this. Okay, so we are Developer Students Club powered by Google. एंड हाँ, तो यार गूगल का नाम सुन के तो मज़ा आ जाता है कभी कभी कि हाँ, पावर्ड बाय गूगल डेवलपर्स है तो कुछ दम होगा इस क्लब में. So let me be very clear that we are not anyway sponsored or hired by Google. Google selects a lead from our college, and that lead is responsible for creating a core team around the college and build community of people. Basically, the community of developers. Okay, and they provide us with the study materials and softwares to host workshops and meetups. And once in a while, they also provide us with goodies like stickers and t-shirts and the hoodies like the one I am wearing right now, if you can see my video. And they give us that so that we can conduct online workshops and boot camps. So if you're excited about that, you can join us, and I will tell you how in a bit. So okay, we'll try to keep this PPT short because we know the PPTs are boring, and you have been seeing so much PPTs for the last couple of days. So सीधे point पे आते हैं, and let's start with what we do in this club. Okay, so we don't code or build robots. We just ship solutions and do parties. Okay, so what do I mean by this? कि हम यहाँ सिर्फ अंधी कोडिंग नहीं करते हैं, दिन भर कोडिंग नहीं चलती है. We find solutions to various problems by building products. Okay, so and how we build that product, how we build those solutions, we do that by proper planning, designing, and then we jump on to coding. ओके, सो ऐसा नहीं होता कि मतलब टेक्निकल क्लब्स में आए तो पूरे रात दिन कोडिंग होगी, कुछ और नहीं होगा. प्रॉपर प्लानिंग, प्रॉपर डिजाइनिंग से ही काम होता है, एंड हम सॉल्यूशंस, प्रॉब्लम्स की सॉल्यूशंस ढूंढते हैं. एंड अगर इन सब में कभी कभी लोग थक भी जाते हैं, तो वी कंडक्ट अ पार्टीज एट प्राची. एंड इफ यू डोंट नो व्हाट प्राची इज, तो कॉलेज आओगे तो पता चल जाएगा, नोट करते जाओ. सो व्हाट डू वी हैव फॉर यू. सो आप लग रहा होगा कि मतलब ठीक है यार, बहुत सही क्लब है, ये है वो है, तो हमारे लिए क्या है इसमें. तो मैं बताता हूँ इसमें क्या होगा. A fabulous team. A team which I have been working with for the last 2 years, and I consider them as my family, extended family. So एक बहुत ही मस्त टीम होगी आपके पास काम करने के लिए. And people full of ideas. We have a lot of people in our community. Approximately 250 people are there in our WhatsApp groups, and another 250 people are there in our Telegram groups. So do join us on those groups to be the part of our community. And people are full of ideas, full of content to project out there, and some cool designs like this PPT. You can see the PPT right now. We handpick all the fonts, all the colors to make it less boring, and we put a lot of effort on our on and thoughts on our appearances of our products. So you can check out our Instagram for @DSCKite on Instagram, and also our website dsckite.com, dsckite.com, to see the cool designs we have been working on with, and how the standards of design we have set. And oh, sorry. The sessions from best of the industry experts. So I guess this point says for itself. DSC Guide, since its inception, has grown a lot. We are in the limelight among the developer communities across whole of the NCR. So if we are being recognized, then the industry experts will surely love to be a part of our workshops and seminars. And you can benefit from that. How? You get the chance to communicate with those experts and clear your doubts and be a better developer. So if you want to see some talks right now by some industry experts that we have invited in the past, you can check out our YouTube channel as well. We have our YouTube channel with among approximately 250 subscribers, and you can go on that channel and see the talks from some industry experts we invited in the past from Microsoft and Razorpay. If you heard these companies, heard about these companies, so you can check out the YouTube channel as well and connect with us to stay in the loop. Uh, and last but not the least, endless projects. We build a countless of projects in our club, and they can vary from being paid or free. It depends on the time and situation. So that's that. So enough of the perks with the of joining us. Let me just show you some videos so that you can have a look of the moments that we have lived and thrived on. So this is a video before the lockdown happened, and how was DSC Kite functioning since the 2 years we have been in. So let me just play the video.
Rohan, is there audio in this? Because there's no sound in this.
Is the audio not coming, ma'am? Okay.
Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Okay, it's coming now.
So this was us before the lockdown happened, and let me show you what happened next. So as you all know, then someone ate a bat, and we are here now. So this is a pandemic situation, and we didn't stop right here. We continued with our journey. So this was during the lockdown. सो यार बोर ना होना यार, लास्ट वीडियो है, सच में एक लास्ट वीडियो है बस कि ये बताने के लिए कि although we do a lot of coding and lot of planning and designing, we do have fun here also. So let me show you a 30 seconds video for how we have that fun, how we do our parties and everything. So there's a video of fun in DSC. So if you don't believe us yet, you can get to know us and have a check on us. Visit the youtube.com/dsckite and instagram.com/dsckite. Stay in the loop and just follow us. And one more thing, yeah, are we cool enough? Do you consider ourselves cool enough? Nah, nah, ekdam nahi. Then join us and help us to become even more cooler, because we don't necessarily want talented people. We want someone who knows how to be in a team and respects everyone, and most of all, they should have a thirst to learn. Okay, so if you think you have that, do join us. And if you are thinking how to join us, then yeah, बहुत simple hai. Just go to dsckite.com, dsckit.com, and smash that become a member button and fill up a form, and we'll come back to you on that. Okay यार, चलो सही है, मिलते हैं E407 में. एंड इफ यू वर थिंकिंग कि E407 क्या है, तो कॉलेज आओ, पता चल जाएगा कि E407 क्या है, एंड इसको नोट करते जाओ. थैंक यू एंड प्लीज वेयर योर मास्क.
Okay, that's not possible sometimes. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you, the entire DSC club. It was a wonderful presentation. And now, is there anything else, Rohan, that you'd like to say?
No, ma'am. You can carry on with your orientation. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So thank you, DSC Club. And it was indeed a delight knowing what you guys do. Now, next we have the HOD of Civil Engineering Department, Dr. Shailendra Kumar Tiwari, sir. Sir, I welcome you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, sir.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yeah. So first of all, good morning to all. Respected Batra sir, respected Vinit Sharma sir, and the other faculty colleagues, and overall my dear students. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to the portals of Kite Group of Institutions. And especially, I would like to welcome the students of Civil Engineering branch who have taken admission in one of the oldest branches of the engineering, that is the civil engineering. Earlier, you might have heard that earlier there were only two branches of engineering. One branch was the military engineering and the another one was the civil engineering. And all the branches of engineering have originated from civil engineering. So I welcome you all to the portals of civil engineering. So first of all, I would like to present an overview regarding the day-to-day working practices of the Department of Civil Engineering, how we are managing our academics, how we are doing our program curriculum. So first of all, I would like to present an overview of the Department of Civil Engineering. Sir, next slide, please. Ma'am, next slide.
Sir, there's a technical, yeah, it is there,
Yeah.
sir. There's a technical snag, sir, sometimes. So thank you, sir.
Ma'am, it can be made full screen.
Yes, so we're doing that, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. So first of all, I would like to start with one of the important stakeholders of the department, that is about the faculty members. Here in the slide, you may see that there are 7 domains of civil engineering, 7 specializations of civil engineering are there. And you can see here altogether we are having 23 faculty members, and we have got sufficient number of faculty members in all our domains. All our faculty members are experienced, and they all have graduated and post-graduated and completed their PhD from the reputed institutions like IITs and NITs, and they are always available to cater your academic needs in the department. Next slide, ma'am. First of all, I would like to discuss about the teaching learning practices of the department, what the department is following in the day-to-day academics. Presently, I am very happy to inform that we are following a faculty-student ratio of 1:18. And as I had told you earlier, as per the specialization of the department, we are having sufficient number of faculty members in each of our domain. Ma'am, next slide. In this group, the color which is lighter, that is representing the required percentage of faculty in the various domains, and the darker shade is representing the available percentage faculty in the various domains. And here you can observe almost we are having what is required, exactly required as per the curriculum requirement. We are having sufficient number of faculty members. Next, ma'am. For every basket of students, since some of the students are our bright learners, and some of the students might be they're slow learners, as per their need, as per their requirement, we are providing the facilities, additional measures are being put to enhance their performance. Here are some of the initiatives, some of the measures which are being taken at the department level to improve the performance of our slow learners, that has been shown here. Ma'am, next slide. And for our bright learners, to further improve their academic performance, we are having extra assignment to enhance the problem solving skills, and then counseling to motivate these fast learner students to participate in the higher order problems and get involved in the projects. And then these students are being felicitated at the department level, and in the convocation ceremony also we are felicitating our bright learners. Ma'am, next slide. As far as the day-to-day teaching practices are concerned, we are during our regular academic hour, when we were organizing our classes offline, as well as when we have gone in online mode in this corona pandemic period, our teaching pedagogy has incorporated what is exactly the need of the time. Here you can say what are the various practices which we are adopting in our day-to-day teaching. Nowadays, since our classes are being held in online mode, so here video lectures are playing very important role. Once we are telling the video, since our classes are being organized on the Microsoft Teams and other online portals available for this purpose, you will be very glad to know that more than 80% of the course content is available through the video lectures. Our faculty members are preparing the video lectures, self-shoot video lectures, and these self-shoot video lectures are being shared with the students in advance through the learning management system, that is the LMS Moodle. And when we are taking our classes, live classes, so prior to those classes, those topics, the lectures on those topics has already been shared with the students, so that they can, prior to class, they can have a look on those video lectures, they can learn out of those video lectures, and they can perform better. In addition to that, department is following the practice of group discussions. In the classroom teaching, our teachers are tossing the ideas to the students, and the students are motivated to have group discussion on those topics. This provides a student a very good learning experience, and more number of students are coming up to share their views, to share their knowledge, and to among the peer students. Then at least we are following a practice ki at least in one of the units, some of the topics should be presented by one of our students. Then some of our video lectures which have been recorded at the department level, those lectures have been uploaded on selected lectures have been uploaded on the our YouTube channels also. And in this present pandemic situation, in the era of the blended learning, we are having online classes, animation, flipped classrooms we are using, and other e-content learning materials are being made to our students. In addition to that, to make our teaching more interactive, we are having the practice of effective questioning, flipped classroom, the project-based learning. We are offering our students projects, and through these projects, a lot of learning outcomes are attained in the students. Next slide, ma'am. As far as to cater your academic needs, laboratory satisfaction is concerned, as far as the infrastructure is concerned, be sure, I am assuring you that in the Department of Civil Engineering, we are having the best infrastructure available for our laboratory classes in this region. All our equipments are duly calibrated and duly maintained at a regular period of time. All our equipments are as per the latest IS standards, and whatever the specifications have been mentioned in those standards, we are meeting those standards. We are organizing our laboratory classes for 25 to 30 students at a time, and at the same time we are dividing our students in smaller groups of 3 to 4 students, and 5-6 setups are running simultaneously, so that every student gets a chance to have hands-on experience on those equipment. Since you all know in civil engineering, physical instruments are going to play a very important role. So in that case, it is very important a student should be getting a first-hand chance to do the experiment on themselves. Similarly, we are having adequate number of softwares are available in the laboratories. Licensed software versions are in the laboratory. We are having a exclusive computer lab for our civil engineering students, having a capacity of 60 computers. In addition to that, we are having some high-end computers also, and additional computing facility has been provided for the students to carry on their project work and other related learning practices. All these are maintained properly, as I had told you earlier, and the calibration, since in the core branches, calibration plays a very important role. All our experimental results are going to depend on how these equipments are maintained or whether they are calibrated or not. We are having sufficient number of technical assistant person to help you there in the laboratories. Next slide, ma'am. As Vinit Sharma sir was also mentioning, during this pandemic period, we have made a very smooth transition from offline mode to online mode. In addition to that, in addition to our regular curriculum, we are making our students to learn through the MOOC courses also. And here you can see one MOOC course per semester at least students are supposed to learn. And in addition to that, for the honors courses, what has been prescribed by the AKTU, students are also learning on those courses. Next slide, ma'am. Then we are having all our online e-content on the earlier it was being shared through Google Classroom, but now we are having all our e-content shifted to LMS model. So as a student, you only have to log into your LMS account and all e-content is available there. Next slide, ma'am. In addition to that, to cater the academic needs and to make a dedicated focus group, department has a practice of domain specialization groups of faculty. Here in the different domains of civil engineering, a group of faculty members have been created, and students, as per their interest, as per their choice, students are associated with these groups, where students are getting chances to carry on their project work, their model making and other related academic activities in the specialized groups. Here there are your student peer mentors are available, senior faculty members are heading those groups, and other faculty members of those specialization are guiding students to achieve those academic outcomes. Next slide, ma'am. These are the teaching learning process handbooks which we all are following in the institution. Ma'am, next slide. Yes, projects are going to play a very important role in the engineering and especially in the core branches. Although our academic calendar suggests to allot students project in the final year, but what practice we are following at our institution, we are assigning our projects right from 5th semester. So right from 5th semester, projects are identified as per the interest of the student. And here you can see in 20% of the projects, industry and alumni person are kept as external co-supervisor. Here we are providing a chance to the students to learn what exactly is required in the industry today. Our 30% projects are going to be in the interdisciplinary in nature. So what we are promoting is students from civil engineering and students from mechanical engineering, they are collaborating with each other and they are doing the project work. And then as a regular practice, smaller groups are preferred so that every student will be getting a chance to learn and to work on their topic. Next slide, ma'am. These are the attendance criteria which in first year you will be exposed to, and those criteria are being followed in the next years also. Ma'am, next slide. Coming to labs. Just now I was talking about the physical labs, what facilities, what infrastructure we are having. But during this corona period, we have switched, as I had told you earlier, we have switched to virtual labs. It has been rightly said that virtual labs cannot be replacement of the exact physical labs. What you are going to learn in the labs physically, when you are going to do survey work in the field, that will definitely be exposing you to the real ground condition. But to bridge the gap in the learning, what we have followed during this corona period, we have used the different online learning lab performance, virtual lab performing platforms developed by the various IITs and NITs. And we are lucky enough in most of our laboratories, sufficient number of virtual lab experiments were available, and we are getting those experiments conducted through the virtual labs. In that way, at least a student is exposed to the basic working of the equipment and they are having some learning experience for those laboratory classes. Next, ma'am. Next, department has taken many initiatives to bridge the gap between the industry and the academia. Actually, what happens, the industry needs normally academic syllabus, since we are affiliated to AKTU university and we are following the university prescribed syllabus. So in that condition, what happens, in industry, things are changing rapidly. In that case, what is exactly required by the industry? Here we are analyzing the students as per their interest, how the student is thinking about shaping his future professional life, And as per their requirement, we are identifying the gaps, we are identifying the areas of improvement where we can offer our students something extra than our academic curriculum. And to cater those needs, we are offering the value-added courses, additional skill classes. Then for our final year students, to facilitate them in placement, we have started a program related to the student employability program. In addition to that, for the pursuing the master's examination through GATE, we are organizing the GATE classes in association with the Made Easy. Senior faculty members are guiding our students regarding their career prospects and how to shape their future professional life. In addition to that, we are organizing various camps, awareness camps, to make our students aware what exactly industry needs and how they have to prepare themselves for their future endeavors. Next slide, ma'am. To develop an overall personality of the student, the various clubs are functional at department level. We have got a institutional club CVEC, that is the Civil Engineering Club. It is a generic club of Department of Civil Engineering, and the club was formed in the year 2010 by a group of students under the guidance of faculty members and support the department and institute student activities. Students can apply their classroom knowledge to the real world engineering problem, making small projects in that and other activities. The main objective of the CVEC club is to improve the students' ideas and perspective in terms of the field beyond his or her academic performance. There they get a chance to practice their skills, what they have learned additionally. Ma'am, next. In addition to that, department has excellence center, that is the structural analysis and design. The aim of establishing this excellence center was the professional efficiency in the various softwares. Here we are to promote among the students the professional efficiency in the various software being used by the industry. In addition to that, we are handling industrial consultancy project through this excellence center, and we are organizing the various training sessions on the latest softwares through this departmental excellence center. And some of the final year projects are being carried out in the area of structural analysis and design through this center of excellence. In addition to that, SAP, as I had told, that has been initiated through this. Next slide, ma'am. Then we have one 3D designing and CAD modeling Pronto Club, that is under the Innovation Center product, that is the Innovation Center Product Development Club of the department. Here the students are learning the problem of 3D modeling aspects of at their own, and the faculty mentors are there to guide them. Next slide, ma'am. Academic results. I am very glad, I feel proud in sharing with you that this year 3 of our students secured university ranks in 1 to 8, 10. One of our bright students, Ms. Vaishali Narula, has secured first position in the university in the academic year 2019-20. And the another student, Mr. Utkarsh Singh, secured 4th rank. So here you can say every year we are having students who are securing position in the university list of top 10 students. Next slide, ma'am. To promote research culture, here we are, what practice we are following? We are promoting our faculty members to carry out, first of all, the research projects, and we motivate our faculty members, we motivate our students to be associated with these research work. Since we all are talking about the research, but how to start research, how to think about the research, how to formulate a problem, how to progress on these problem statements. So when a group of students is associated with the faculty member who is going to carry some research project in any of our civil engineering domain, and the outcomes are the paper publication, the patents, and paper presentations in conferences and other associated fields. These are the some of the statistics which have been achieved by the department during the last 4 years. Next, ma'am. Department is regularly organizing faculty development programs. In addition to that, conferences, seminar and workshops are being organized at the department level. In addition to that, to enhance the learning of students, we are organizing winter and summer schools in the various domains. Then guest lectures. Through these guest lectures, we are exposing our students to the industry experts, where industry experts are sharing their ideas, their views, their experiences, and though students learn a lot during these interactive guest lecture sessions. Then industrial visits. Since civil engineering is being practiced in outside world only, so we are taking our students to the various construction sites related to the building structures, highways, bridges, so that they can really observe what construction practices industry is following today, how the things are being carried out in the field at the ground level, and what we are learning in our classroom, how those procedures, how those specifications are being applied and being verified in the industry. In addition to that, we are having frequent interactive sessions with our alumni. And during this pandemic period, since we were having limitation in organizing these guest lectures offline, so we went for webinars, and some of the guest lectures have been organized online in online mode also. Ma'am, next slide. We are having membership of the professional bodies. We are having the membership of IGBC. IGBC is the Indian Green Building Council, where our buildings are made energy efficient. Then we are the member of Indian Concrete Institute. We are having this student chapters of Indian Concrete Institute, as well as the student chapter of the Indian Green Building Council. Under the aegis of these student chapters, we are having the various activities. We are organizing guest lectures. We are organizing industrial visits through these students chapter. In this way, we are exposing our students to the industrial practices. And then our students are participating in the various state level and the national level competition. And here the numbers have been mentioned, how many students have normally participated in those. And in the year 1920, the numbers are comparatively lesser due to this pandemic period, right? So this was all from departmental overview side. Ma'am, am I having some time?
Yes, sir. First of all, I'd like to thank you, sir. And, sir, if you'd like the students to ask a few questions.
Sure, ma'am, sure.
All right. The students may raise their hands and then we'll unmute a few students. Okay, you've been unmuted, Parth.
Yes, Parth.
Sir, I wanted to ask about the if our college has any facilities for like collaboration with international universities if we want to do a master's in other countries.
Yeah, Parth, here I would
Yes,
like
sir.
to inform you that our institution has a dedicated cell to give an exposure to our students about the international universities. First of all, we
Yes,
are
sir.
starting it through internship. So in that way,
Okay.
first of all, internship opportunities are being made available to our students in the various countries through the various academic MOUs which we are having with the various external universities. In those MOUs, in those internship schemes, we are sending our students for these internships. Since right now, as far as your question is concerned regarding the master's program through collaboration, any you are asking about any MOU through foreign university where through which students can go for his or her master's course, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right now, here I would like to say that since we are an affiliated institution, so right now we can't have such an MOU with any of the foreign university where the sharing of students for the master's program can be started, can be thought. But we
Okay.
are we are making information available to our students how they can pursue their masters in the foreign universities. We are making foreign university people, they are coming to our college and they are students are given a chance to meet, to interact with them, and this is how we are facilitating our students to get an opportunity to carry on their masters through the foreign university.
Okay,
आज
sir.
in addition to that सर एक थोड़ा सा इसमें और ऐड करेंगे बेटा।
Sir.
2
Yes,
दिसंबर को एक
sir.
सेशन है, सेशन ऑन कैरियर गाइडेंस एंड इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन। तो इसमें आपकी क्वेरी भी रिमूव होंगी, एक क्वेरी वहां भी रखिए और इसमें
जी
डिटेल में
सर।
और बताया जाएगा, जैसा भी सर ने कहा ना कि इन्फॉर्म किया जाता है, तो इस सेशन में भी आप अपनी क्वेरी रख सकते हैं। तो और डिटेल में भी, क्योंकि ओवरऑल सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस का आएगा उसमें कैरियर गाइडेंस का, उसमें आप अपनी क्वेरी रख सकते हैं। ठीक है बेटा?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
वंदना,
Thank you, sir.
next.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Is there any other child who would like to ask? Please raise your hand. We'll unmute you. Okay, sir, can we take the queries and then send you via mail?
Sure, man, sure.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for beautiful presentation and wonderful words. Thank you. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Vandana, next. We can carry on.
All right, sir. Okay, sir. So now we have, thank you so much, Shailendra, sir. It was wonderful listening to you, sir. Thank you, sir. So now we have a presentation from a all right. So next we have a presentation from your dost, and before that, I'd like to tell you all that we'll be sharing the attendance link sometime soon. So please be attentive. And one more thing that I'd like to request all the students, children, this is an official session that is happening. I'd request all of you to maintain dignity and not write just about anything in the chat box. You all are sincere and dedicated students, so we don't expect you to write anything in the chat box. So please abstain from doing that. Okay, so next we have a very eminent personality in our midst, Dr. Nikita Somani, ma'am. I welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am is a senior clinical psychologist with a PhD in clinical psychology from the University of Rajasthan. She is highly proficient in psychotherapies for various psychotic and neurotic disorders, guided meditation training, auto-suggestion technique, stress management, handling identity crisis in adolescence and middle adulthood, emotional regulation, and many like that. She specializes in cases related to anxiety, mood disorders, impulse control disorders, OCD, personality disorders, eating problems, and many such problems. As a behavioral psychologist, ma'am has experience with children and adolescents for their behavioral issues, performance and academic achievement related concerns, personal problems, self-esteem issues, exam phobia, slow learning problem, time management, and many such problems. We are very happy to have you in our midst, ma'am, and I welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have made you the presenter, so you can present.
Hello, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Thank you so much for such, extensive introduction for me. Thank you so much for making me a part of this session where, so many first year students we have with us, and we are going to talk about gender sensitization today. So just allow me a moment as I share my screen.
Sure, ma'am. Take your time, ma'am.
I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Can you see the Yodo screen here?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
All right. So a couple of things I would want to know before we start here. I would want to definitely kind of have an active interaction with all the students here. And because we have a huge crowd with us, I would prefer if these students can respond through the chat box. What do you suggest? Is using a chat box fine?
Yes, ma'am, we'll enable the chat box and then students can write the
Alright.
questions in that, ma'am.
All right, yeah. And I'm also wanting to just figure out where I can see the chats while also presenting. So can you
Okay,
just
yes,
help
ma'am,
me
it's
with
on the
this?
right hand side. It's on the
Yes,
right hand
yes,
side of
yes, I found it. Yeah. I hope my response is seen, visible to everyone.
Yes, it is. It
I've
is.
just said a hello. Yeah. Thank you
Yes.
so much, ma'am, for familiarizing me with the platform. Yes. So I would want to definitely welcome you all. This is a new start to your life. This is the first year of your, college education, and I know you are all doing it so differently this time. I mean, the usual ways of induction programs and the way we people eagerly wait for the fresher parties and all that. It's kind of all happening virtually this time. It's called the pandemic year, and yes, I know that it's not good to experience it this way. We really want that face to face feel always, and that social interaction is missing. But yes, I can understand that that's what is there with us, and we can't do much about it. So that's okay. I mean, let's try to have a feel of a good face to face interaction virtually. And I would really want you guys to maybe turn on your camera so that I can also have a feel that I'm interacting with you like live, and having some sense of face to face interaction. Also, I would be asking a couple of questions throughout my presentation. So let's make it more interactive. I see that we have a lot many people with us. It would be good if at all you guys can share your responses in the chat box. Please, because we are talking about gender sensitization today, I would also want to let everyone know that any sort of profanity or bad language would not be like really entertained. Please be maintain that net etiquettes and the social etiquettes here. And whenever I ask you a message, whatever you feel accordingly, please do share your responses. There are no right or wrong responses here. Whatever you feel like, please do share. So yes, as we will be talking about gender sensitization, I would want to first understand as to what is your understanding about gender stereotypes. Do you know what gender stereotypes are, and what do you understand by gender stereotypes? It would be really helpful if you can share your response in the chat box. I can access your chat. I have it open with me. So whatever you type, I'll be able to see it here. So what do you understand by gender stereotypes, if at all you have an understanding? Right. So I have a response here from Rajesh. He mentions that gender stereotypes could be the notions our society has made based on the gender. Or we have another response. which says that maybe gender stereotypes are male dominancy. Okay. Other responses, I see many responses here. I'm like really feeling good that we are having an interactive session here. So I think discriminating other than gender on old stereotypes about a gender, or like you are a boy and you should not cry. Yes, I think discriminating other genders on old stereotype. Okay, equality for both male and female. So I do see there are a chain of responses that you have like really shared with me. Another response: a gender stereotype is a generalized view or preconception about attributes or characteristics or roles that are ought to be possessed by or performed by men and women. I mean, a very scientifically put definition of gender stereotype. Definitely, the generalizations about men and women in the society. I know, we are talking about something very different today in your induction program, but don't you think it's the need of the hour? We do observe so many incidences around us these days, no matter which part of the country we belong to. It has really become very important to discuss about things like gender sensitization. And hence, I do see that you guys already have a very decent understanding of gender stereotypes and how, there are some generalizations made for the two genders in the society, be it men or women. Could you, kind of label how do these gender stereotypes look like? Like somebody did mention that, if at all you are a boy, you should not cry. Or if you are a woman, your responsibility is to cook in the house, right? Have you ever come across any such gender stereotypes? Maybe about the dressing sense. If at all you're a woman, you should be dressed like this, you should behave like this, you should sit with a cross-legged posture. Or if at all you are a man, you should be interested in sports and you should never cry, or you should have that macho type of a personality, and you're the person who has to always protect women, and you have to always have that gentleman sort of an approach. Have you come across any of these gender stereotypes ever in your life? Or do you have any gender stereotypes in your mind? Because that's how we all have been raised like in the society. Would you want to share? Yes, so I do see that, people do have shared that, yes, these gender stereotypes exist, and you have had an exposure to these gender stereotypes already. Okay. Everyone faces that in day-to-day life, certainly. All right. Girls cannot move out, after maybe, let's say, late evening hours or late in the night. Yes. They are now so common that we come across them already. Yeah. Can you just specify some gender stereotypes? I have already, kind of named few of these gender stereotypes. Can you don't cry like a girl? Yes. Sometimes that's also, said to boys that, if at all you're crying, or don't, act like a girl here. You have to be strong. You are a man after all. That reminds me of this very good, the speech that was given by uh, Ayushman Khurrana, that mard ko bhi dard hota hai, right? They can also cry, certainly. Girls should be loud, cannot laugh loudly, okay? I do see good responses, some frequent responses from you people here. So definitely, gender stereotypes, first of all, kind of talk about what is expected from the men and women in the society about how they should act, they should speak, they should dress, how they should conduct themselves in the society. So basically, all these generalizations about men and women in the society are gender stereotypes. So as I already mentioned, like, if at all it's a lady in the house, the woman is there, and then, and it has been observed also, like, let's say men and women both are working, and then, once they return back home, it's expected of the female only to cook food, to prepare, to serve the family members, right? Isn't it? So this is something which is very evident, and men will not look after the children in the home, and only women are responsible for these acts. And if at all you go back in your childhood and you kind of recall who took care of you majority of the part of your life, you will realize earlier it was a trend. Now, though the trend seems to be shifting, but earlier, that primary caregiver feeling is always associated with mother, because she's the one who is responsible for the caring aspect, and father is the one who is responsible for the income aspect in the family, right? So these are the stereotypes that we already have all formed, and these are very, they're something. These stereotypes are something which are picked up very early. So if at all you'll kind of observe an infant growing in your house, you will kind of figure out in the initial development years only how we kind of promote these gender stereotypes, right, in the family, by saying something which is very much gender specific. So these are really picked up well by these children in that infancy or early childhood stage, where they see their mother in the kitchen and their fathers going to the office, isn't it? So these gender stereotypes are actually picked up very early in life, and nobody wants to put that effort. So there is this concept called cognitive misers on the slide. And to tell you what cognitive misers are, so this is a concept in psychology which says that people really don't want to put in that effort to kind of think of the categorization in some other way. We as humans have an ability and a tendency to problem solve in the most simple and straightforward way. So, like if at all, pink comes to our mind and blue comes to our mind as a color, pink is something with which a woman is associated and blue is something with which a man is associated, right? That is how quick we do this categorization. And this is exactly called cognitive misers, right? If at all you have to kind of divide this into two groups, you will readily do it. If at all I ask you that there is a series of tasks, let's say, favorite color is pink or blue, or that, task is cooking food or earning in the family, or let's say crying versus having that macho type personality, you will be very easily sorting them out as first of all women, men, let's say pink, here blue, let's say here cooking, let's say here going out for maybe earning. So these kind of things are already so set in our mind that people really don't want to make an effort to readily think and maybe pink can be a favorite color of a men also. Pink really looks good, blue also looks good. So there is definitely a need for categorization and to stop coming out of these cognitive misers that I have introduced to you as a concept. Now, what happens is why these gender stereotypes keep on existing, because these are reinforced by the world around us on a day-to-day basis, isn't it? We do see that, whenever we observe someone saying that, yes, one should not cry, that's being, kind of highlighted by the other members in the family or the friend circle or the peer group around us. Yes, as a boy, you should not cry to these small, small issues. Oh, come on, be a man, be a macho man here. Why are you crying for all these small things? So these are reinforced by the world around us. And that's how we pick up, that's how we learn. And these are also cognitively accessible, that nobody definitely wants to make an effort beyond that. So that's how gender stereotypes are made, and that's how they are not so fixed in the society. And as I told you, definitely we have to talk about it. So as we are trying to talk about it and trying to understand what these gender stereotypes are, let's understand this concept of sexism. So let's move forward and talk about yes, identifying sexism. So insults or masquerading as jokes, sometimes saying something which like appears very mean. Like, let's say there is this girl who likes to be dressed jeans and sweatshirt and maybe sports shoes and have that personality which is not, let's say, too much in line with how women are perceived as how they should be dressed, right? Maybe in a salwar suit or maybe in a skirt top or a sort of a thing, right? So saying something like, oh, you are a tomboy. I mean, no, look at you. How do you carry yourself? You don't look like a girl at times. So that's an insults and pretending to kind of not insult but masquerading as jokes, commenting on someone's dressing sense, how they are conducting themselves, how they are behaving in the society. That's actually a part of sexism, right? That these people are called as sexist in the society. Then devaluing women's view or voice. It so happens, if at all you have observed maybe in your family or in your neighborhood, or maybe you have watched something of this sort in movies where we have seen that, if at all a woman raise her voice and give her opinion in something, sometimes their opinions are not that taken into taken into consideration, and is not given the due importance. So let's say if at all you ask for something to your parents and your mother says no, right? You might not readily accept it, but the moment your father says no, we have a stronger tendency to kind of, okay, finally, if they are not agreeing to it, I will not do it. because sometimes we have a tendency that, okay, it's the mother's opinion. Maybe she's not the head of the family. Maybe, she is like that. She'll keep on saying no. So this does happen in the workplace also. I mean, many of my clients do report that, I have been given less importance to my peer, to my fellow colleagues, to my managers, right, who are men, and I, being a women in that, board meeting, I've been given less privilege, less advantages whenever I speak, right? People value their opinions more than my opinion. Then definitely, even role stereotyping, as we already said, right? If at all you are a woman, you should be responsible for these cleaning and household responsibilities. That role stereotyping is also sexism, and if at all you are doing that, that means that we are actually sexist. Then preoccupation with physical appearance, talking about the body, the physical appearance, how the complexion should look like and how the features should look like of a woman, and talking a lot about it. Oh, come on, as a girl you should look beautiful. No, you should not be looking like a tomboy, or you should not have these small hair, or things like that. Oh, come on, for girls they should have pretty long hair, and dressed, and always have that sort of a good appearance all the time, and that's not the case with men, right? So having this kind of a notion also about the physical appearance again is kind of sexism. Then assumptions that caring and career don't mix, as I already said, right? That if at all you are the person, you are the female here in the society, you are the one who is going to take responsibilities of the home related tasks, or maybe the children at home. You cannot parallelly have a career. Maybe you will not do justice to do those two roles together, and that's how people kind of feel in that same line. However, we do see that now, because of the support of the same family members, women are coming out, and we do have so many people around us who are kind of doing these roles very nicely all together, caring at the one side and having a career at the other side, right? So any sort of an assumption that these should not mix, or a person will not be able to do justice, or no, her more responsibilities towards the other aspect and not the other aspect, that in itself again is not a good indication. That's unwarranted gender labeling again, that we are talking about. And this gender labeling also that starts in the very early childhood only, right? That oh, if it's a frock, you are a boy, you cannot wear it. Come on, you definitely you are a boy here, you have to wear those dresses which only really look like a pant or a shirt, or maybe this reminds me of an incident where my niece, first time she wore a jeans. She is just 2 years old now, and the first encounter of her in jeans was maybe somewhere close to maybe when she was 1 year old. And the first thing that she said was, I will not wear this. I mean, this is something which my bhaiya wears, right? How would I be wearing this? I will only wear skirts, isn't it? So this kind of a notion also exists because people keep on observing others around us like that, right? So unwarranted sometimes gender labeling also does not help. And this is how we have talked about, identifying sexism here. I do see some responses here. I'm so sorry if I'm not able to continuously look into the responses. Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, as we move forward, and we're talking about gender stereotypes and gender sensitization, tell me, why should we all care about it? I mean, if at all I'm talking about gender sensitization, I'm referring, my audience here is first year students who are just out of school. Why should we care about such things, and why is it important to talk about it with you guys? Why do you think we are talking about all this here? So we do see some people are saying that they should be considered at an equal level. So equality is being mentioned, that they are different. Yes, biologically I agree, men and women are different. Certainly, that's how our genetic and our bodily makeup is, right? But then kind of restoring it and kind of highlighting it every now and then, that really doesn't help. And there's so many things that people both from both the genders can do nowadays, right? Um, so we see here feminism is not just because equal opportunities, but equal respect, to move with the current situation of society, to promote wide thinking of society. All right, so I do see some responses here that we need to talk about gender sensitivity because definitely we want to promote more equality. Yes, certainly, because you guys are in the early stages, you need to understand and respect each other very well, certainly. Okay. So somebody has written it should be equity and not equality. That's so nice of you to mention here. Because people get trolled and they suffer within. Again, that's one very important thing that we are going to talk about in our further slides. I see. So thank you so much for sharing your responses. And you can also, look into the responses in the chat. You will find that, what each of you has to say in this. Definitely, everyone has a right to live. That's what, you guys are having a conversation amongst yourself also. So let's talk about, why should we all care about gender sensitivity or, gender stereotypes that do exist? So one thing is definitely, rather than just talking about equity, equality, there are a few other, broad things that are there. Better financial outcomes for families in the company. With this, I always bring back this example of one of my case. So I had a client some 1 year back, I guess, and so she was working as a consultant in an IT company, and she seems to be doing well in her career. So she had some repressed, emotions and underlying thoughts, and we kind of identified after some good exploration that both, her and her husband were, they passed out from the same college and they were there in their engineering together throughout for the 4 years. And it was so that her performance as compared to her husband's performance was really, way higher, right? So she was a very brilliant student back then, and then when they kind of sat for placements initially, they also kind of got some equal placements. Though however their life, when their life progressed and when they had children, it so happened that she had to take a break, and then when she joined back, definitely the opportunities were not the same for her. And what things were observed, she was somewhere close to 45 then, and over those, I would say, 18 to 20 years of their career, the very deep regret that she had was, even after having the same set of qualifications, even after performing really well, even after having a very good skill set. I mean, not comparing that, she had better skills than her husband's skill, but to say her that, they were equally, doing well in their careers at that point in time. She just earned 50% of her husband's income. So that was, very disheartening to her that, even after doing so well in her life and having all the privileges and then, studying well, taking it forward, managing her home well, and still she was being underpaid. And that really hurt her even 20 years down the line. You can feel the pain that, people go through in such scenarios. So if at all, two people who are in equal position to make the same amount of income, don't you think that will definitely have better financial outcomes for their family and the overall economy of their family? Let's say if at all they are placed at a package of 20 lakhs each, they will combinedly make 40 lakhs, right? If at all, but they are just placed at 20 lakhs and 10 lakhs. That's where they're suffering. Overall, they are at a loss of 10 lakhs, isn't it? So definitely it has better financial outcomes for families and the economy overall. And we do see there are so many organizations these days which are promoting a good sex ratio, and they are giving chance to the women also to come and take those lead roles, that those managerial roles. And all this is definitely is being accepted nowadays. So I see that we have some, regular responses here, though I'm not able to attend to all of your responses. Maybe we can look at them at a later point in time also. But definitely that doesn't stop you from sending your responses. Please, you can keep sharing, as well as you can keep a track to what I am saying also. Then better physical and emotional health outcomes. So if at all I talk about this same client only, she was having mental health issues, and there was an underlying theme, and the underlying theme kind of lied there. It laid there only because she had to kind of experience all those inequalities at so many points in her life. So definitely over time she felt burnout. She started having so many other issues which started affecting her mental and her emotional health, right? So certainly, if at all these gender stereotypes don't exist, or if at all you go back in time and if at all you think about the victims of these various incidences where people have to suffer a lot just because of all this sexism that exists in the society, or these gender stereotypes that are there in the head of so many individuals around us, don't you think these people who are the victims of such brutal, heinous acts, can you just feel the pain that they have to undergo? So certainly, if at all people are more aware and people are sensitized towards gender and they start respecting each other, we will certainly have better physical and emotional health outcomes. Plus, definitely it will help an individual to display his or her true self, the unique abilities and personal preferences. I mean, if at all we now look at men, there's so many men who really enjoy cooking, but because in the earlier context, in the earlier pattern, they were never allowed to maybe go and just look into the kitchen how the food is prepared. Even they had that quality, even they had that skill, maybe they never kind of explored it, isn't it? So definitely, if at all an individual who really wants to cook, who really wants to take care of the children, or who really wants to maybe grow long hair, whatnot, I mean, they can all do it if at all we have a better acceptance about both the genders and not stereotyping them in any way, right? So definitely we need to understand that one has to care about it, one has to talk about it, and one has to have an open-mindedness about the same, right? So, as we are talking about gender sensitivity, this kind of makes me very curious to know from you if at all you guys are aware about this bystander effect. I will definitely tell you what this bystander effect is. However, I would want to know from you. This is a very popular concept in social psychology to tell you, and definitely we are discussing about this because we are talking about gender sensitization. So, if at all do you have any idea about what is the bystander effect? I mean, I don't want to definitely Google and give me a definition. If at all you have an understanding, you can just share your response here in the chat box. Okay, all right. So I do see that people are not aware about what bystander effect is. All right. So this is concept called bystander effect in social psychology, and this concept says that whenever something happens, publicly, something which happens, which is kind of not happening inside the closed doors of a house, it's happening, and one can watch it. The more the people who are the ones who are watching it, the less likely they are able to act on it. So let's say you kind of observe that somebody has met with an accident on the road, and you must have observed there are a few people who form a group. They go and stand there and kind of see, or are curious to know what's happening. There are some one or two people who are really helping, and there are some other people who will just pass by. They will not even stop, right? You must have observed that whenever you have kind of crossed such a situation on road. So what exactly happens in bystander effect is that when the more, as I said, the more the number of people observing a particular incident, the less likely they are able to, or they will be willing to contribute. However, if in a similar situation you find out that something has really happened on the road, some mishap has happened, and the person needs help, and you see around and there's no one around, right? That kind of gives that person, the single person, more accountability or responsibility to go and really offer help, isn't it? So what happens there? The more the people, the less chance or the less likelihood that they are going to kind of go and help this person. Why do you think they will not involve in it? So I see there is a response here. It takes a lot of right. So there is a response that we feel like someone else will do. Yes, certainly. People do feel that there are so many people around, right? why should I look at it? People just go and stand, or maybe just pass by, and they'll feel ki, oh, what is the need? I mean, somebody will definitely help, right? And that's where sometimes people are unattended. So I'll tell you the history behind it. So there was this experiment that was done, and before this experiment, actually, it was established with some happening that that happened, I think, somewhere in 1864, I guess. The concept is so old. So what happened was, there was this lady Kitty who was just returning from work, and just in the common area, in her apartment area, in the common area, somebody came and stabbed at her. So that incident almost took 30 minutes to, like, kind of finish, from 3:20 a.m. somewhere in the midnight to 3:50 a.m. that happened. And she kept calling people, and she kept asking for help, but nobody came. Actually, if they were all watching for them from their balconies, and they were kind of observing, and then nobody really realized that what's wrong there, and who would really go and help. And by the time they actually called the ambulance number and the ambulance came, she was already murdered by them. So from there, it was kind of identified that the more the people who are watching it, there is a diffused sense of responsibility. So people will think that, oh, why should I do it? Somebody else will do it. And that somebody else is also thinking that somebody else will do it. And what happens is, nobody ends up doing, right? And that is a very common experience by each one of us. In fact, if at all, there is some mishappening that's being done to a, let's say there is a crowd and somebody is behaving in a wrong way to a lady in a public place, people do feel that, oh, I should not say something. Oh, what if this person backfires on me? Oh, what if there are some negative consequences of it? Oh, what if, what is the need of me doing it? There are other people also who are sitting and who are also watching it. They are not doing anything. Why should I do it? So these questions come in mind, right? And what happens is that entire situation, the victim has to bear the consequences, and nobody comes out to help. That's what bystander effect is. So as I already told you, if at all there are more people watching an incident, there are less chances of this person getting any help. If there are less people watching that incident, there are higher chances. So it's good that such things happen when people are less. At least somebody might come and volunteer. So definitely, when we're talking about role of bystanders, if at all, at any point in time, you are the one, who's kind of experiencing that bystander effect, because there's so many people around there. Because now you know the concept about, this bystander effect. And now, because you have an understanding that even if they will have a feeling, they might hesitate from just helping. Please, you identify your position, and you kind of recall our discussion from today, that that's how bystander effect plays a role. And if at all nobody is kind of really helping, please, let you be the one who goes and volunteer at that point in time. Yes, of course, you don't have to get into something which is very dangerous for you also, and there is a person who's armed and you can't do much about it, but at least you can call the police. You can do something from the hindsight also. Of course, if at all there is a, let's say, a thief who has some knife or who has some gun, and you can't definitely defend anybody in such a scenario, what are the other ways with which you can provide some help? So let's say, if you see that there is this person who has met with an accident on the road, and you really can't do much about it because the person is already bleeding profusely, and you can just provide a little first aid. But if at all you lack that knowledge, also you can't do much. But at least it's call the ambulance number, right? So even taking those small basic steps is very important for us to understand here. Thinking that somebody else will call in the ambulance will be very costly here, because that might uh, lead us to lose a life, because that's very crucial, and it might so happen because the person is already bleeding profusely. There are high chances that the person will not survive. So the sooner the better, right? So definitely identifying your position is important. Then apart from all this, there are these so many things that are happening on the social media these days. So if at all you guys are already tech savvy and using Facebook and Insta and Twitter and all of that, so you must be familiarized with this concept of hashtag movements, right? So wherever some sort of social issue comes up, or recently they have been incidences where people kind of stood for like, let's say, let's take up this SRSR case where he hanged himself to death. Sushant Singh Rajput's case, where he hangs himself to death, right? And then there was so much of news around it after that for months and months, right? So he committed suicide. Was it a murder? Or was this person depressed? Or did his girlfriend did something to kind of kill him? Or was he on some sort of drug abuse? What exactly was there? There were so many things that were happening around it, and there were people who were who were in favor of Riya Chakrabarti. There were people who were not in favor of Riya Chakrabarti, and there were so many movements around it, right? And there were also social media trials. So I don't know what to say, if at all it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but you must have observed that even before the jurisdiction passes any final result or declaration, people declare themselves by having these social media trials. So that mass has so much of an impact. So let's say there is a news that is circulated that this is the person who's involved, this is the person who's accused, though the government has not yet decided the person is really an accused. But because of this social media trial, this trolling thing that keeps on happening on social media platforms, it kind of is made in one's mind that yes, this person is the accused or this person is the victim. Right. So we have to also look at all these things that, are we the ones who are adding up to these things without having a sensitivity towards it? So, in order to kind of follow something or say something which is your opinion, because you know that over the social media it has a mass influence, please be watchful about what you are commenting or to whom all you are sharing and what influences, what repercussions it can have on somebody's mind. So that is what is very important for us to understand here. Now let us move to talking about creating change. So as we have discussed that there are so many gender biases, there are so many stereotypes that do exist, and we have to definitely do something about it. How when we can kind of create change here? So one thing that you guys, as the young generation of India, that you guys can do is being aware of these gender stereotypes. I know that you guys have a very good understanding already about gender stereotypes, and now that we have discussed it also, I don't know if at all before this you ever discussed it somewhere socially or not, but definitely with this session, I'm hoping that for people who were not really aware of, who never talked about it this openly, must be very aware about it, of the gender stereotypes now. How do they exist and how they kind of influence these concepts like sexism, and how that continues, and that kind of cause so many disadvantages for us, both men and women. So stand up against harassment and eve teasing. So if at all you can bring in more awareness, if at all you can kind of alert more people about all these things happening. If at all you can start small, let's say you observe this something of this sort in your own family, in your neighborhood, or in your friend circle. Please make it a point that you stand up against that harassment or eve teasing thing, or any any sort of I would say ugly comments or some fun jokes around people where somebody is insulted, somebody is being please do stand there. Definitely, you have to be a little cautious in your choice of words, and understanding that you do not end up being aggressive or hurting others. But if at all, in a very good, polite way, if you can put across your point, please be the one, because that encourage that courage that you take up, that is so contagious that you will notice that once you start becoming kind of aware of this, you will notice that others will be aware too, and this will spread through the word of your own mouth also. Plus, shifting to a culture of consent. I mean, this point in itself reminds me of this movie Pink, if at all you have seen it. It's a very famous movie of Tapsi Pannu, and Amitabh Bachchan was there as a lawyer, right? And that movie, the overall theme, if at all I ask about that movie, is the significance of a no, N-O, no, isn't it? So how important is understanding and taking up a no is to our society, right? So, and definitely I do agree that it was an extraordinary movie, and then let's not go back to discussing that movie here. So basically what I'm trying to make you understand is shifting to a culture of consent where if the person says no, we do not take it personally and we do not make it sound like something as the kind of a rejection where people feel hurt about it, and where people feel that, oh, how can somebody say no to me? That should not hurt someone's ego, right? That should be more like, the suggested thing is not okay for the other person, and it's okay if at all the person is not ready or has said no about something. I should be taking it in a good light, in a positive light. So definitely shifting to a culture of consent is very important. Say taking a yes or a no as it comes from the other person. Then find female mentors or leaders in the society. There are so many people, definitely irrespective of who you are, being a boy or a girl, right? Uh, there are so many good figures in the society, so many prominent figures in the society whom you can find as your, female mentors or leaders. So definitely to kind of acknowledge and learn from these female mentors or leaders, and then promote meritocracy, certainly, right? Certainly we have to understand that irrespective of what a person's gender is, male or a female, we have to kind of value them more based on their merit, right? It's not about these gender stereotypes, it's about gender equity, I can say, equality, that we're trying to talk about, and we're trying to promote that meritocracy, right? So mhm, mhm. Won't last than 3 4 months, and then the last people will ignore because Indians get bored them easily. So we do see some responses here, where people are definitely, disappointed, hurt, given up. That I know that change is not that easy, and we are all struggling with it, and we know that there is a huge mindset that has to be changed in order to kind of invite some change in this direction. But definitely, you guys being the youth of India, definitely it's I am also making my bit in it. If at all I'm trying to sensitize you as my audience for gender sensitivity, I'm sure if at all I'm addressing some 300, 400, 500 individuals today, at least I leave some impact on your mind, right? You can further extend that impact to others around you. So we can start small. Somewhere or the other, we shall reach our, point where people start understanding this concept and people start treating each other fairly and equally. So let's move and let's talk about what can you do. So definitely understand the nuances of gender biases. What are the outcomes that it can lead to? Call out humor that normalizes. Uh, I just a second. Yeah. Mm, yeah. So call out humor that normalizes, sexual violence. Don't normalize gender roles. Definitely, as we said, no. If at all somebody is kind of crying and you are saying to this person that you should not cry, I would rather say that no, you should be the one who says that no, it's okay to cry. Everybody feels hurt at some point in time. So saying something like, it's okay to express, it's okay to take it out, it's okay to vent it to someone, that is a better approach here, rather than normalizing the gender roles, rather than saying something like, yes, I agree that no, boy in the house or a man in the house must not cry. So don't normalize. Know someone around you who has been a or something of that sort, and you just know the other side of story. I would want you to be educated about the victim side of the story as well. Be an active bystander, not a passive bystander. Definitely, as we discussed about the concept of bystander, I would really want you guys to be an active bystander. If at all something of this sort happens, and you feel that somebody is mistreated, is not like a kind of attended well. So we are talking about. I do see some more responses here. It's okay to cry and feel weak emotionally. Uh, and I'm glad to see here, Sachin has mentioned that definitely, ma'am, we will be the volunteers. I mean, that's good of you to write this. I hope that with this kind of an approach, with this kind of a mindset, we shall reach a point where at least, I don't know how many of these incidences we will be able to stop, but at least if at all this kind of a thing happens, we are able to give due justice to the people, and with that justice set in mind, maybe the frequency of these incidences also decreases. So Yeah, so definitely as we move further, let's talk about what is sexual harassment, so that you guys are aware about it, and if at all you come across someone who shares information which you feel that it's something sort of a sexual harassment thing, or if at all at any point in time you have an understanding about sexual harassment, you'll be able to definitely help yourself or help others deal with such a situation better. So any sort of unwelcome sexual advances, unwanted touching or physical contact, request and verbal harassment, anything, any comments verbally which people pass of sexual nature, including jokes referring to sexual acts or orientation, then feeling pressure to engage with someone, unwanted, sexually explicit photos, emails, or text messages. In fact, all this that happens over the online platforms is also sexual harassment. Don't think that if something happens in person only, is sexual harassment, right? Don't think that somebody kind of making some inappropriate advances physically will be only counted in sexual harassment. These days, all these acts which are done online on these platforms, where some sort of explicit photos, emails, text messages are shared, and some person is kind of commented, somebody is kind of approached inappropriately through these social media platforms also, or maybe let's say somebody kind of um, passes some weird comments or posts something inappropriate about the other person on the social media platform, right, without their consent, that certainly is sexual harassment. So understanding that what is it and what you can do is certainly important here. Now, as we are talking about what is it, what you can do in case of sexual harassment, this is again very important now, because we are talking about, I'm referring to you as students. Definitely one thing that you have to understand here is, so redressal, follow your organization's policies, right? If at all you kind of notice something of this sort happening, within the organization, within the institution, or even outside, I would say outside, yes, definitely. The point of contact could be different people or different authorities, but in the institutions, if at all you kind of notice something of this sort happening, definitely you have to follow your organization's policies. If at all there are some cells or some dedicated, some wellness center or something which is dedicated for it, you have to report such incidences there. Ensure emotional well-being. If at all, let's say you kind of come across somebody who's a victim of sexual harassment, and you are the one who can kind of, comfort them in some way by ensuring about their emotional well-being. You can just, check with them how they are doing, or what plan of action do they decide. Do they wish to report it? Do they wish to kind of, do something about it, or do they wish to seek professional help? So accordingly, you can help an individual, and um, you know, so certainly ensuring emotional well-being is important. Seeking professional help is important. Even for people who are the victims of such incidences, they have a huge impact on their mental health, right? So if at all, at any point, we feel that seeking a therapy session from a counselor or psychologist might help, then definitely seeking professional help must be something which must be, introduced or initiated to these individuals. And I mean, other than this, also, I will let you know that there's so many other things for which you can just simply, talk about with us in a session. So, how to help someone else? Let's say you identify someone who really needs help, who needs your support, maybe a friend of yours, some known person of yours. How you can help this person who has been, let's say, some sort of a victim of sexual harassment, or has been stereotyped because of gender things. So, how to help someone? One way is definitely to set. So, it's important that we have a one-to-one conversation with the person. So, let's say if you identify that somebody might be needing some help, and you have personally come across some piece of information which kind of made you aware that something really happened with this person, how to approach that person? Definitely, one has to remember that we do not end up doing all of that conversation in a public space, right? Then speaking in a group should be something which should be avoided. Set up a time approach and talk to a person. and talk to a person without any interruption. Like, let them express, let them vent it out to you, and let them kind of, speak out their emotions to you. Don't shame or blame them. It so happens very easily where, where something of this kind happens very nice and was in a short dress, and people call it that. No, it happened to her because she was dressed inappropriately. She was outside of her home at inconvenient hours, and that's why she had such an incident here. So don't shame or blame to what has happened to them. Let's say there is a case of sexual harassment, and we do observe that somebody kind of commented on somebody's profile, or kind of put up some pictures which are the wrong pictures to be put up on a social media platform, saying something to this person like, why did you send it to that person, or who asked you to do that, and you are the only person who owes the responsibility now. Even if they have a responsibility, right, they can't undo it now, right? And saying something of that kind does more harm to them than any good. At least we should not be the person who kind of harms or blames them more. They are already having guilt, right? So saying something of that sort encourages guilt. Don't do that. Also, kind of, if at all you hold those notions in your mind, get them clear first, so that you don't end up kind of blaming them for what happened to them. Ask, don't tell, right? So saying, kind of sharing some endless stories with them and kind of inhibiting what they are trying to share with you, don't do that. Let them be that storyteller to you, so that you know them better, and you kind of keep asking them questions. Tell them you will accompany them to go and report. So if at all there needs to be a complaint that has to be filed, if at all you provide that a kind of that sense of accompanying them to them, they will be feeling better and feeling that it's okay to talk about it, and you will accompany them. So that will give them that confidence, or that strength at least, that somebody is with me in the process, and somebody is going to take care, and somebody will go and report with me. And if at all you would want to take up that job on their behalf, if they are not in a mindset to go and report it, please do take up that job, and be supportive no matter what they decide, right? So they might think of taking a strong action, they might think of not taking any strong action. Whatever they think of, please be supportive no matter whatever they decide, right? That's important. If it's a bold step that one is taking to kind of seek some justice self, it's important that we support them as as good human beings. That's very important. What are the other ways that you guys can think of in such a case, when you have to help someone else? Can you think of some ways with which you can help anybody in need? Any ways? Hmm. So I see here a response. So we should be personal, is what Shubhank has mentioned. By listening to them, by taking to that person's sharing thoughts. Okay. Um, mhm, mhm, mhm. By listening to them, by comforting them. Mhm. Asking them to speak up. Don't blame them. Certainly, we discussed that. By talking to them, understanding them. By giving them attention every single second. Definitely, having some sort of a follow up with them, if at all they're doing well, taking actions against the culprits. Okay. Showing them a path through which they can overcome their problems. Certainly. So I do see that you guys have a very good sense of understanding here, and you have really been very interactive throughout the session. In fact, um, I would want to definitely mention here that I mean, this is so prevalent, and this really hurts when we think about it, that men, let's say who are not that successful in their career, or maybe, or maybe are suffering because of this pandemic, and in such cases, or maybe, are unemployed, people do treat them, or make them feel less valued, because they are being, imagined in a way where they should be the ones who are able to make good and decent income for the family, are able to give good lifestyle to the family members. People are not very respectful towards men, let's say, who are unemployed or who are having some sort of issues at that point in time, right? And for women, let's say, who are doing very well in their career, it's kind of, it becomes a difficulty for them in the process, that they're not able to, kind of find a suitable partner accordingly, because people feel that, oh, if somebody is earning more than me, oh, will I get any respect? Will she be dominant, or will it all be taken over by that person? So there's so many difficulties that people go through in their life because of these gender stereotypes that do exist. And I know that, as individuals, we can't undo it all, but as individuals, as human beings, we can at least do our bit in educating people, in at least becoming more aware about these gender stereotypes. And if needed be, if time comes, we are the ones who really, take a step forward and help these individuals who might be needing that help, right? So with this expectation, with this understanding, with this takeaway, I would want to close from my end. And so definitely, we are here for you people. You can write to us at campus@yourdose.com, and we also have counseling services for you all here on our platform. So Your Dose is an emotional wellness platform, and we guys are available 24/7. So when I say 24/7, yes, actually, there is no right time or a wrong time for you guys to avail a counseling session with us. So anytime when you feel that you would want to engage in a conversation with any of our experts, you can simply log in. You can just, visit our website, www.yourdose.com, and you can sign in using your institute email ID, and you can avail a counseling session with, any expert that you choose from our list of experts. Their specializations are mentioned in their profile. So whatever concern areas you might have, it could be about, let's say, what we discussed today. It could also be about things like self-improvement, some sort of, as I already, these people already mentioned, things like exam phobia, anxiety, any sort of low mood states, any sort of, prominent emotions like anger, anxiety, fear, or, as I said, self-improvement, or any sort of relationship issues, going through a breakup and feeling lost, feeling hurt, or let's say, talking about any sort of career or academic issues, pressure in academics, or deciding the right career path for you. So we are available for all these issues. As I said, you can choose the concern category, and based on that, you can start, having a conversation with our counselors. So all that you share with us remains confidential. Plus, you can also choose to remain anonymous. You may not disclose your identity and still have a conversation with the counselor on our platform. So this is it from my side here. Over to you, ma'am. Let me know if at all we have any questions, or how should we go about now. I'm glad that you all liked the session, and I mean, thanks to you all for being in this session throughout, and for listening so nicely, and for sharing your responses consistently. I mean, I was really I was wondering, I was skeptical if at all you guys will be able to kind of, speak your mind out to me on such a topic that we had chosen today. But I really appreciate your responses and your interactiveness throughout. Thank you so much, guys, for being such a wonderful audience, and I wish you all the best for your, for this new start of your career.
Thank you, Nikita ma'am. Thank you very much for wonderful talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Soya.
Thank you, you and your team also. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Nikita ma'am, we're really grateful and thankful to you for coming here and telling the students more about gender sensitization. Now I would request the Head of Applied Sciences, Dr. Batra sir, to please present the certificate to Nikita ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. It really means a lot. Thank you for making me a part of this program, and I wish huge success to all these students, students from the first year. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We are indeed delighted to have you here. So, thank you, ma'am, once again. So, with this, I'd like to tell all the students that the feedback form and attendance link have been shared with you. Kindly fill the feedback form and attendance link. Shubhang Dwivedi, if you want to be expelled, you can send spam messages. We will expel you again. That is not an issue. So if any one of you sends spam messages, we will be taking strict action against you. So kindly do not do that. We have very eminent speakers coming who have achieved a lot in their respective fields. So kindly show them respect. The attendance link and the feedback form has been sent on both WebEx as well as YouTube. So kindly fill the form. Sir, I'd request you to please take over.
One announcement is there. क्योंकि अभी सब लोगों को KIT की ईमेल आईडी सब लोगों को रिसीव हुआ है, कुछ ऐसा भी हो सकता है कुछ लोगों को नहीं हुआ हो, तो अगर जिनको नहीं हुआ है तो एक मेल आईडी अब हम शेयर कर रहे हैं. देखिए एक मेल आईडी शेयर कर रहे हैं. vipin.kumar.as इस आईडी पर अगर KIT ईमेल से रिलेटेड कोई भी क्वेरी है तो इस ईमेल आईडी पर मेल कर सकते हैं. और उसको क्या करना है, जो आपको काइट की ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड मिला है उसको चेक करें. अगर उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है देन इस मेल आईडी पर मेल करें. और जिनको नहीं मिला है काइट का ईमेल आईडी वो भी इसी मेल आईडी पर मेल करें अपने पर्सनल मेल आईडी से कि हमको काइट का ईमेल आईडी नहीं मिला है. ये दो चीजें मेल करनी है. और एक गूगल फॉर्म अभी जो आप लोगों को दिया है, गूगल फॉर्म आया है, 1 फॉर अटेंडेंस, 1 फॉर फीडबैक फॉर द सेशन विच वाज गोइंग ऑन. तो उन दोनों को आपको फिल करके अभी सबमिट करना है, वो ध्यान रखें. नंबर 2, अगर KIT की ईमेल आईडी किसी की नहीं है तो vipin.kumar.as@kit.edu पर मेल करें. KIT की एक ईमेल आईडी, जब आपका एडमिशन हुआ है तो आपके मोबाइल पर या मैसेज पर एक मेल आया होगा KIT का. अब आगे से जो हम मेल हैं उस पर भेजा करेंगे. सभी जो कम्युनिकेशन होगा काइट की ईमेल आईडी पर होगा. तो अभी 1 या 2 दिन के अंदर उसको हम चेक करते हैं. अगर किसी की कोई प्रॉब्लम है, किसी की कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है ईमेल आईडी से रिलेटेड, तो उसको हम रिमूव कर सकते हैं. तो अगर अपनी प्रॉब्लम इस मेल आईडी पर लिखेंगे vipin.kumar.as. फिर से शेयर कर रहे हैं. अगर किसी की कोई भी क्वेरी है ईमेल आईडी से रिलेटेड देन vipin.kumar.as पर शेयर कर सकते हैं अपनी प्रॉब्लम को. काइट की ईमेल आईडी, क्योंकि हम धीरे धीरे हमें माइक्रोसॉफ्ट टीम पर शिफ्ट होना है, तो और मूडल पर है, मूडल का भी सेशन है, सारे नोट्स और बुक्स मूडल पर है. तो उसके लिए KIT की ईमेल आईडी शुड बी इन वर्किंग कंडीशन. अगर KIT की जो ईमेल आईडी आप लोगों को मिली है उसी से मूडल का एक्सेस मिलेगा, उसी से माइक्रोसॉफ्ट टीम पर ज्वाइन कर पाएंगे. ये ध्यान रखेंगे। और जैसा अभी वंदना मैडम ने अनाउंस किया, डिसिप्लिन इज फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी, तो डिसिप्लिन मेंटेन करें। किसी का भी सेशन चल रहा हो, कोई भी सेशन हो, कहीं पर भी आप हैं, दैट इज द फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी। Next session we will start at 2 p.m. Next session we will start at 2 p.m. So join on time. Thank you everyone. Thank you.